Orange's turn to
Oh, we're in game. That's cool.
Dire team ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 between LGD Gaming as well as Orange Neolution Esports. This is the GST Challenge Grand Finals. Orange up by 2 games now because of course they had a winner bracket advantage. And of course this is a Beyond the Summit presentation. I am Luminous, I'm joined by Gods, and this could be the last game for LGD Gaming.
It could be. We all hope it's not. And once again, it is going to be the first pick mag being picked up. This time it's in the hands of Orange Neolution Esports, who are up 2-0 all of a sudden with that 1-game winner advantage. And LG International, the team who managed to take on even IG in the G League Grand Finals, taking to it 4 games. They try to do the same here, take it to a 4th game against Orange Esports, and right now they're going to try to do so with a Shadow Demon Leshrac first 2 picks.
I
like where this is opening. Rubik is going to be forfeited. That's going to be somewhat sad. I didn't want them to see they actually going to Keeper of Light. As strong as that hero is, it just feels like this doesn't match up against Orange's playstyle that well. Orange likes to do a lot of early game aggression, whether it's by knocking out towers or specifically going for hero kills. And Keeper of Light just feels too slow, too clunky for that kind of playstyle. Now, Orange could actually pick up a keeper for themselves, and that would be a good hero. But LGD Gaming, so far, pretty decent start. These 2 heroes, very, very powerful together. If it gets to late game, Leshrac could Pulse Nova all day. You could disrupt him, and the Pulse Nova will still work. But I don't think that's going to be a combo. They didn't pick these 2 heroes with those combo in mind. It's just like a good support heroes being picked up for LGD right now.
Yeah, I think Keeper of Light would be a nice pick here, just because Shadow Demon Leshrac, 2 swishy supports who can go offensive trying, but as soon as you see that Keeper of the Light, it's like, oh no, we don't really want to anymore, because one Illuminate gets them down to almost half HP, and it's a very, very difficult hero to lane against for those 2 heroes. But they can just look to roam around the map as 2, so it's a support duo who can roam around the map, who can just protect the carry, who can go offensive tri-lane. It's very, very versatile. It does reveal the fact they're not going to be picking up Chen or Enchantress, most likely, unless we're seeing a farming Leshrac, but more likely than not, that's not the case. Orange Esports going to grab their supports as well, so we see Rubik Lena grabbed up by them. I like the Orange Esports ban, just to go back to them. They banned up both Lone Druid and Lifestealer, 2 heroes LGD are very, very efficient and effective at playing.
Yeah, and also for the first time of the day, we're going to see God playing a different hero. I'm not sure who it will be, but judging from picks so far, I think Night Stalker will be a pretty decent pickup, as the silence is going to be the key. Lena also a pretty good pickup for Orange, considering that Shadow Demon and Leshrac could be easily blown away by a Laguna Blade. But we're going to go back to something that LGD.int is very familiar with. It's going to be a Luna.
I like that they picked it up nice and early too, because now that they've got their, well, I guess essentially a carry in Luna, they can ban out all the heroes that they're worried about versing. They can force Orange Esports into picking something. But a fringe pick like Mirana, I don't imagine gets banned out here, but they can force Orange Esports into having to choose between either having a hard carry like an Anti-Mage Void, and then LGD just play a very early to mid-game centric strategy, or force them to pick something a bit obscure, which isn't quite as strong here. So the ball is definitely in LGD's court now with this early game draft, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. Templar Assassin being banned out here, 3rd. Although, has TA done really much work lately, or at all for LGD.int?
I don't think they like to run it. I think they prefer a mid who can control the game. Normally, we've seen Mag every game. Otherwise, we look at, like you said, Night Stalker's good, and the other hero, which I think they may even look for here, especially with the Luna aura and the strong pushing strategy, is a Beastmaster.
Yeah, it's going to be good. The range is going to be decent, especially with Magnus thinking he would skewer in and then immediately drop RP. The Roar is going to be waiting for you right after. Decent frontline tank as well. I mean, that's what LGD Gaming needs. Usually they play with 3 or 4 strength heroes, it feels like, with Spirit Bear, Scylla Bear, Magnus, Lifestealer. They could just run in and bulldoze your way for a victory. They don't have that this game. They're kind of playing with squishy heroes. And again, feeling like they're picking into Alina a tiny bit. That Burst Laguna is going to be very impressive.
Yeah, so last couple bans, Queen of Pain. So they're banning out these solo mids, which I don't think LGD are really looking towards.
Yeah, I think
Brewmaster banned by LGD themselves. That's the hero which I think either team could be looking to pick up here. It kind of fits in that role like a Night Stalker or a Beastmaster does. Nice sort of team fight controlling solo mid hero. But there's plenty of options for G now in the mid lane as far as what LGD want to grab. Also wondering what they're going to be looking to put in that trial with Shadow Demon Leshrac. There's still a lot of heroes that they can potentially give Brax, be it Weaver, Clockwork, Darkseer is still in the pool as well. So there's
Say
even
what?
Darkseer still in the pool. I'm thinking Darkseer is another hero he plays. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
not banned, not picked. Okay, Darkseer's still there. These teams, I mean, I tell you,
10
LGD International
seconds
don't just
remaining.
pick as your standard conventions. Orange Esports are quite happy to mix things up
5
themselves, as we
seconds
saw last
remaining.
game with some Mushi Dota in action. So this is probably teams looking on like, why aren't these guys picking Coddle or Peel? Like, what's wrong with them? But these two teams have a clear strategy in mind and they're sticking to it.
Yeah, there's that nice stalker ban, definitely respecting G's NS in the mid lane. I mean, there's actually a trailing clock. It sounds a little bit awkward, but disruption for opening, and then you just get a 5-second pseudo disable, if you will, next to the target hero, and Leshrac and the two range heroes would definitely do work.
Well, next couple of picks will be coming up in a second. LGD.int have the second pick. So Orange Esports, as far as carries go, I guess most of them still in the pool. The semi-carries have been taken out with, well, somewhat semi-carries with Brewmaster, Queen of Pain, Night Stalker gone. Maybe this is a game to start looking
10
towards the
seconds remaining.
Tinker. I mentioned it last game. Otherwise, what Mushi hero do you go for? There is a
5 seconds
Mirana from
remaining.
last game, but I think that was maybe just a one-time thing where they had the Shadow Demon as well. This time around, they have a Rubik Lina. There's Chain Stun there, but it's not quite as good as the Disruption setup.
Yeah, again, gonna go back to that Puck. Very, very powerful Waning Rift. Basically shuts down all of these very squishy supports. With that said, it's gonna be difficult because Mag wants the mid lane, Puck needs the mid lane, and you don't want to be weaker, trying to make a hero weaker by forcing a hero pick. So, I don't know. I'm not exactly too sure here. He also plays Luna from time to time. Probably gonna be expecting a little bit more tradition of a carry though.
Maybe just they look towards the Darkseer for now, get that offlane, and then they can be putting the mag at mid. Give it to Ohio. Ohio actually plays a pretty damn good mag at mid, or plays good everything from what we've seen over the last couple of days,
10
from
Right.
Brewmaster to
remaining.
Tinker to absolutely anything. So mag, no problem at all for him if they need
5
B.
seconds
They haven't really got
remaining.
KYXO's hero just yet, so if they want to grab that offlane, a Darkseer is available, Weaver's available.
I can't
both
believe
these
Darkseer is still available. That's just mind blowing.
Well, Keeper of the Light. Hey, Keeper of the Light's on the pool. Neither team going to be picking it when they've got their two supports. But this is some obscure drafting and picks coming out from the two teams.
Speaking of obscure drafting, how do you feel Warlock gonna fit in this situation? Kind of running like a solo mid. We've seen Dignitas do it with Fog all the time, and combining that Fatal Bond with RP and all of Lina's spell, it could be a decent hero for Orange Esport. I've never seen them run it, but obviously, how many of them seen them run Mirana like the way they did last game? So it's always a possibility.
I would never have even speculated a Miranda pick. They're going to go for Tinker, though. I think Warlock is... I mean, it's not just Dignitas running it now. Other teams have started mimicking to some extent what they've been doing with that solo mid Warlock, but it's going to be the Ohio Tinker, most likely. Sometimes it's KYXY. KYXY once played it as like a jungle Tinker. I think it was either in the GMPGL finals or one of the games up against MUFC.
Yeah, they basically
If they
abandoned one of the little lanes and then just jungled him up top, pulling him all day.
Yeah. I think Ohio was maybe Mag in the mid lane that game. I can't remember exactly, but they've got a couple of players who can play the Tinker, who can play the Mag. They still need that, I want to say Mushi hero last, some kind of carry or semi-carry, unless we're seeing Mushi on the Mag.
Yeah, well, I know you're not looking forward to that, but I haven't seen it yet, so I don't really care that much. Now, the one thing I want to really look out for is that Orange yesterday, when they put Ohio mid Tinker, they made sure to protect out of him with both observers and sentries on the river, because you definitely expect that smoke gank coming in from LGD when they have such good roaming combo from the Shadow Demon Leshrac. So having that sentry smoke or sentry to see out the smoke against Tinker is going to be very, very important. Because if you ever get close to Tinker, he's dead against that combo.
Yeah, absolutely. LGD really taking their time with this fourth pick, and I think I still feel Beastmaster works really well. Night Stalker's taken out, that would have been the alternative. So Beastmaster at the mid lane, quite likely for G, if they want to go for that heavy, strong early to mid game push. It's going to be hard to do that up against a Tinker, and I think that's something which Orange Esports picked this Tinker because of. There's a Clockwork for now, so there's your offlaner or potentially tri-lane hero, depending on how LGD do this, where they go tri-lane with the Clockwork Luna in the safe lane, or even just run Clockwork as a solo and then Luna tri-lane. Clockwork can even go mid. I think Clockwork fits a very similar role to like a Night Stalker mid might do, or a Mag. He's just a mid hero who can get levels, get some farm, go for that Arcane Boots mech if you really need a mech buyer, and then start ganking the map. I think it's sort of a long forgotten mid hero, which can be very effective.
Yeah, I mean, we see, I think
10
S4
seconds
runs in mid
remaining.
from No Tie from time to time, so definitely a very, very powerful hero
5
and lane
seconds
combination.
remaining.
I think Beastmaster might not be as good here with Tinker pickup, because one thing that's very annoying to play your Beastmaster is your Hawk as well as your board just dies under that march, and You could micro around it, but it's such a big AoE on that March. It's so difficult and annoying to
10
do so.
seconds remaining.
So, again, it's not to say that Beastmaster won't be picked, but it's
5
definitely a
seconds
nod
remaining.
against it.
Yeah, I think maybe they look towards getting some other kind of semi-carry
There
or
we
carry.
go.
And Mushi Morphling, all right. RNG Sports are showing that they're not afraid to try a few things here. They had it being played by Kachik Imba up against MUFC, who carried his team to victory on RNG Sports. But this time it's going to be Mushi, I imagine, playing it. So I guess we're looking towards either Mag or Tinker at the mid lane. Most likely Tinker, I would say, with Mag in the off lane. But alternatively, we see Mag go in the mid lane and Tinker play that sort of semi-jungle off laner role. But LGD often run just a safe
10
lane solo with the
seconds
Luna, so
remaining.
maybe we see a 1v1 matchup even there.
Yeah, I mean, suddenly the support ganking
5
squad of
seconds
LGD is not
remaining.
looking too impressive, at least against the Morphling, because Strength More just basically says low to all your stuns and slows and all that stuff. Of course, in conjunction with Waveform, he will just get out against most of these disables. So Orange looking, it's a very, very textbook lineup, but if the will ain't broke, don't fix.
Yeah, it's last pick now for LGD. I've seen them. I don't think Morphling really changes what they're looking to do. If anything, it encourages them to go more early to mid-game
5
pressure and
seconds
pushing,
remaining.
because Morphling doesn't really offer a whole lot until he's got that first item up, which generally has to be a Lincoln Sphere. Clink's being picked up, so tri-lane Luna, probably Brax on the Luna with Pycat on the safe lane Clinks. Pycat picks the Luna, but it doesn't mean he's going to be playing it.
Or you could put the Luna mid, Tri-Lane Clock, and Clinks
Yeah,
just solo as well.
absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely.
The very, very good lane versatility, and as expected, we're going to see Mushi playing the Morphling, and KYXY signaling an off-lane Magnus, and of course,
Yeah.
Ohio on that mid-tinker.
And yeah, it's still can't even speculate for LGD. They are one tricky team. Maybe we see a solo mid Clinks by G, but I think it's somewhat unlikely. We'll know in just a second once they actually finish all their little ninja swappings. But who do you think's got the stronger draft from the get-go? Do you like the Clinks pick here, or?
I think Clinks is always a very,
10
very risky
seconds
pick,
remaining.
but in a situation where LGD is in right now, down 2 games to nothing,
seconds
I think this is a fine pick. You find Tinker, you Orchid him, he's dead. Orchid is always a very nice item to have, especially against that Magnus. He's gonna have to play it perfectly. Whoever he is, have to be roaming around the map, getting kills nonstop. If you get that off, then he's a very, very fine hero. If not, not so much.
I think the Orchid, it's a good counter to Tinker as well as Morphling, being able to go find them, focus them down, however you look at it. And then on top of that, Mag, if you can stop an RP, Orchid is really going to be a useful item overall against this team. It does look like it's going to be G on the Clinks. He's got items that sort of signal towards it. Pycat, he's got his stat items for the Luna. I'm wondering where they're going to be looking to lane this. Is Pycat Luna going to be playing as a solo mid, maybe with G in the safe lane?
Yeah, that is the guess here with Tri-Lane Clock. I always believe Tri-Lane Clock is a very, very powerful combo, especially when you could lead it up with Disruption. Again, Disruption to a 5-stack Hog, that's pretty good. The problem here with G's Clings is that I believe it doesn't go through, what's the spell called? Morph. You could silence Morphling, he could still Strength Morph through it.
Only if he's already started casting.
Are you positive on that?
Yep. You can't start casting it once you're silenced.
Okay.
If you get the silence off before you start toggling it, I don't think you can turn it on. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd say
Yeah,
about
no, that's right,
80%
that's
sure.
right. If you're Strength Morphing already, or
You
gets
keep
you,
on.
it keeps on going.
Yeah, it's the same. Even if you get
Doomed,
you get
doomed,
Hex,
it
and
don't,
you're still
yeah.
morphing while Hex. It's actually
Pretty
it's one thing-
imbalanced.
Well, it is now because Morphling's been so heavily nerfed. But it was the one big thing when Morphling was a top pick that I felt needed to be changed. If you're stunned or if you're Hex, whatever it may be, Morph should only work while you're not disabled.
Sure, that's fair.
But they decided they want to keep it how it is and just nerf the hell out of some other things. And now look where he is, never getting picked up except by RNG Sports.
Hey, they're winning games with it, so more power to them.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to see how things go out here. It does, yeah. It does look like a bit of a lane switch coming out from LGD, and I definitely agree. This setup from the disruption is going to be the key thing in this offensive trial. You're pretty much guaranteed to have the cogs land. You want to lead with the stun, have the cogs come last if needed. But this is a scary looking trial and something which they can look to sort of put Mushi under pressure and in the bottom lane. Also, Mushi very mana dependent, so if you're getting hit by the cogs and on the edge and losing all your mana, quickly he'll be pushed out of this lane.
Yeah, I mean, the awkward thing about that tri-lane is you cannot actually go on Morphling. because he will always wave out from your cogs pretty easily. So most likely they'll be targeting on supports. If there's no supports to be found though, you can see 1437 already has that smoke. They could safely leave the lane because they know that Brax should be fine by himself. I mean, Clockwork as a design is very, very good on long lane by himself in the first place. So again, this lane has a lot of small synergies here and there, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. So more pauses coming out, unfortunately. Some computer crashing problems for Orange Esports. They've had to restart a couple times. Look at LGD.int. Need their pause now, but we'll have everything underway soon. This is your grand finals of the GST Challenge, and for those of you tuning in, as you can probably notice from the top, it's Orange Esports currently leading 2-0 in the best of 5. One of those being the 1-game advantage they got, and the other being, well, the first game that we casted just now, where Orange Esports took them down fairly convincingly. The kill score looked convincing. LGD held up for a long time, but they're now finding themselves in 3 must-win games. And as always, a big thanks to Gigabyte, the sponsor of this event, for making all of this possible. For those of you who want to watch in Dota TV, there's actually a Dota TV ticket available for $3, so you can check it out there. You can get our in-game audio. For those of you in Dota TV, hello, good evening, and thanks for supporting Beyond the Summit as well as the tournament organizers.
Yeah, shout out to Dota Talk as well for hosting this event. And also shout out to our co-caster, Gods, for being the velvet glove of the BTS.
That's cool. No problem. I enjoy it.
Shout out to Singaporean servers.
Yeah, well, I think this is more shout out to Chinese internet.
True,
and
true.
I think I think the servers are okay. The first day the servers are having issues because I had Singaporeans messaging me like, man, these servers have something wrong with them. But I think this is more a combination of Chinese internet and Orange's PC problems because they crash a lot. And those crashes aren't from internet issues. Those are from, well, their computer crashes. As for LGD International, they often have to reconnect because of animations and all kinds of other annoying stuff. But Orange Esports apparently getting a training house sometime soon. So they'll be being put up and with 5 new computers and a dedicated internet line so they don't have to train from their cyber cafe any longer.
How do they get their own room in the cyber cafe, or is this like one big open area where?
It's one big open area where they're sponsored. It's the Orange Internet Cafe, so they're sponsored by Orange, so they can reserve PCs, or Orange will kick people off so that they get the PCs they want, or make sure they're all always together. But it's obviously there's quite a bit of background noise. They don't actually. No one really plays with headphones. You're just shouting, and just your teammates hear you well enough. It's a really cool atmosphere because you get lots of people just standing behind you watching your games, and it's fun being in them. Like whether you're one of the players or just someone watching them play these competitive matches. So Orange Esports probably right now is sitting in their cyber cafe with like hundreds of other people around them just playing other games too. Yeah,
and then of course watching the games as well. I agree with you. It's definitely have fun playing in cyber cafes and LAN environments. So shout out to other gamers that came from that kind of background.
Yeah. Well, Southeast Asia is all about it. No one really plays much from home. Singapore you do, but Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines especially, it's all LAN cafes. You go in Singapore, you go there after school, but in Singapore, a slightly more well-off country. Most people do also have computers at home, but it's a very LAN culture there. You'll play at your local LAN cafe for like 12 hours at a time. And it only costs you like 50 cents an hour or something. So it's like, why not? And the way the parents look at it, they're quite happy for their kids to be there for 12 hours straight because it's better they're playing games and off doing drugs or drinking or whatever, so they're quite happy. And it's basically often the parents, they both have to work, so it's like, hey, it's basically 50 cents an hour for babysitting. Yeah, it's daycare. There's like all these 10-year-old kids in these cyber cafes, and it's just like it's a cheaper form of daycare.
Beyond the Summit, bringing you guys the cultural insight.
Yeah. To all the European viewers out there, probably quite a few who want to see how LGD International are doing. Unfortunately, right now, not too well. We're back in the game, and their hopes for this series rest in, well, Pycat's Luna as well as G's Clinks.
And of course, more pauses.
It's cool. It's cool. I can do some more cultural learning.
Cultural background. Let's go.
I'll learn you guys. I don't know. I'm out of stories. You're the teacher here. You studied education.
I studied education. You know what? I'm studying to be a math teacher, but I've written more essays in the past year than I've ever did in my life. So I'm not sure what I'm learning from USC, but hey, paying them big bucks to make them tell me to write essays.
That's unfortunate.
That's why I don't want to be a teacher. That's why I'm casting Dotas right now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with time, Beyond the Summit can make everyone cast Dota for a living full-time possible.
That is the go for Beyond the Summit. That's what they take your donation money. Speaking of donation, Gods is looking for, what was it? What was the requirement? Female labor under the weight of 120, over the age of 18, preferably, doesn't have to. And I do believe that is all the requirements.
Send emails, resumes, pics to, what is my email? bts@beyondthesummit.tv.
Yes. For complaints and all the QQs, that's ld@lddota.com.
Also, I think he has a bunch of Dota TV items still. Not Dota TV, Dota 2 store items. But yeah, that's actually, hey, that's a legitimate application. That's our Beyond the Summit email. So if you guys chatting do have suggestions for us, advice, want to, I don't know, have a cool idea that you think we should do, send us an email there. Those picks aren't for my personal enjoyment to those of you applying to be for the position. Those are for serious Beyond the Summit applications.
30 seconds to showtime.
But we'll also take Lena sets.
Oh yeah, Lena set's the big one. Extinct also will be taking Lena sets. He hasn't got one. He's got some cool Lena items, but he hasn't got the what, $30 one, is it?
$34.99.
Wow.
That's very expensive.
Think of all the beer I could get for $34.99.
Yeah. All right, looks like we're gonna finally have a game on our hands.
Nope.
JK.
JK.
Man, that lasagna would have been done.
Yeah. Yeah. It would have been done. Oh well, we'll eat lasagna afterwards.
Don't know what's going on, server DC.
I don't know. This is going to be like our first series between these two teams. It was a best of 3. It was a 2-0 game and went for 3.5 hours.
There is a possibility of us casting the Mouse versus Pro game after this. Yes.
But not. It's looking less and less likely. Well, actually, it's in an hour 45 minutes.
Right. If let's say the game finishes now.
Yeah. If this is 3-0 or even if it's a 3-1, we should be in time to cast the Mouse vs VP game. But if not, unlucky for us.
I guess this is a good time as we're connecting to give a shout out to myself, if that's okay, to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy this casting analysis that I'm doing, I'm a very, very heavy analysis caster, as you might be able to tell. I do a lot of just replay casts. I plan to actually cast the Liquid versus Fnatic series from yesterday. Heard they were really, really good games from TPL. That's gonna be on my YouTube channel. So that's YouTube/Luminous Inverse, as I am Luminous Inverse everywhere. So if you wanna go out there and check out my vids, that's the support I could enjoy.
Yep.
I also do guides, hero guides, and whatnot.
No problem. But yeah, hopefully we have a game underway. Definitely check out some of Lumi's guides and whatnot. So you can also find all the casts we do on Beyond the Summit there on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Beyond the Summit. We have like half the subscribers as you. We're doing something wrong.
I agree. I should have half of the subscribers you guys do.
No, we have half of yours.
I know, that's opposite.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
You
that's
have twice as much.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Purge has everyone, well, not everyone, or every individual beat, I guess, in Dota 2. Dota Cinema is like the big boss, though. I'm still waiting for Suns fan to visit LA. He's a fun guy to play pubs with.
Suns fan's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out to Suns fan.
Shout out to the teams because it looks like they are ready. I probably shouldn't jinx it. Knock on wood. They've called for the unpause, but it's just been about the 10th unpause now. But hopefully this one's legit.
All right, okay. Looks like the creed wave spawn. There's no more pauses for anybody that's just making your sandwich, just coming back. This is game 3 between LGD International and Orange Esport. Orange Esport leads the series 2-0. This is the grand finals. Whoever wins this, $1,000. And of course, the loser still gets 500 for making it to the finals. On the mid lane is going to be Ohio Magnus, saving for the quick bottle. And Pycat on the other side with Luna. I believe Magnus wins this lane.
Yeah, I think it's close. It will be interesting to see if Pycat goes for a bottle of his own in the 1v1 matchup. If he has a bottle of his own, I think he can at least break even. But it's definitely a close matchup. Top lane, Tinker up against Clinks, and Clinks says, F this, I'm out. Clinks has a DD room for one thing, and Clinks decides he can't really do a whole lot here. He should be stacking this Ancients. He's got 5 seconds to get there. He's not going to get there in time. He's going straight into his own jungle, and Clinks with a complete free farm lane. I think KYXY didn't realize it's a tri-lane bottom, and the tri-lane bottom is actually going to pick up first blood. LGD.int, they strike first on Rubik. Mushi now on the run. He's got a waveform. He's going to have to use it looks like. Taking a lot of damage here. One more Split Earth could spell his death. Had to use that waveform to dodge. If that Split Earth hits, he's not going to get a chance to waveform after it.
Yeah, didn't miss the first blood, or didn't catch a first blood. How did it happen, Guts?
I don't know.
Okay.
I missed it too. I just pretend. It's good because I'm not casting. I can just pretend I catch everything.
And I was just looking for the missing mana on clock, where you expect Shadow Demon into Cogs, into Split Earth, and then everything going through. The miss Split Earth afterwards on the Morphling, not that big of a deal. It forced him to use that waveform, which is a ton of mana early on. He does have 4 charges on the Magic Wand, which is a very, very smart pickup here for Mushi. That Magic Wand is going to earn him so much mana as well as HP that he's going to be safe relatively. They're going to try one more time. Split Earth is going to... Oh! 1437. We've been seeing a lot of missed Split Earths out of Disruption, and that just shows you even pro players make these tiny mistakes from time to time.
Especially that one there, you have to go for that perfect timing, because waveform has no real cast time. You have to do that Split Earth instantly as he pops out. You can't wait that. Normally, if you're up against someone if you're up against a support or someone without escape spell, you wait that half second longer, knowing there's no way they'll move far enough away to get out. But against Morphling, you have to be instant. So he really tried to cut it fine and was just a tiny bit too early.
Yep. I mean, earlier you were talking about the Tinker not pulling, and I was looking there before I missed the first blood. Is that, yeah, going back to my point,
Yeah.
Ancient stacking, not a thing for Orange Esport.
Well, and Tinker, I think he must have thought it was a tri-lane that was going to be top, because he wasn't actually in the top lane competing for the first creep wave. He decided to completely wander around his own jungle for a bit, thinking that maybe the supports were there, but it was a tri-lane bottom. So LGD.int confusing the Tinker with these lanes, and also doing a lot to shut down Mushi this bottom lane. They force another wave format. He's once again low on mana. He's getting a lot of Magic Stick charges. Really smart idea to buy this Magic Stick nice and early on. Clockwork Rocket spam, and any initiation is going to give him enough mana to get away using that waveform.
Illusion Rune's gonna need a couple of pot shot. Just go harass. Back in the mid lane here, Ohio, very, very even lane. And you see Luna leading in terms of CS. But those shockwaves, once he gets that level 5, just so expensive for Pycat to keep up. I mean, he might even have to go bottle and Tranquil to just keep up with the regen.
Yeah, I fully agree. He needs some way of just basically dealing with all this harassment. Right now, he's just not coming.
Back in the bot lane, LGD just playing very, very aggressive. The supports are doing absolutely the correct thing. They're just staying out of initiation range, so all they're basically doing is initiating on Mushi, which they're okay with. I mean, they're baiting out multiple waveform. He doesn't have too much lasted. Morphling's one of those heroes that has a fairly awkward, casting animation, attack animation, and if you're not used to it, it's actually very difficult to get those lasteds in.
Wow, this Radiant team, they're all thirsty. They got triple bottle going out on the courier. One for top lane, one for mid, one for bottom. So they're going to be starved for runes, and well, starved for, they can't all bottle crow as well. Everyone's going to need the bottle being refilled here. So this is going to be hard for Orange to play this early game when they've got all these bottles, which there's not enough runes to go around. First rune is going to go the way of a higher at the top lane at 4 minutes in though.
Ooh, one thing I want to point out is that Tinker not going for a March build, which is something that we don't see too often nowadays. March build is generally the more preferred choice because if you ever, let's say, die a couple of times, you could still catch up by jungling it up. Laser Rocket is decent, especially against this particular lineup full of squishies. Only Brax is only any tanking resemblance. Everybody else just dies to multiple nukes and whatnot. So it's an okay skill build because of that, but it's still risky in its own right.
Yeah, I don't mind it here. I think, like you say, there's a bunch of squishies, and having the extra points to burst down a hero like Clinks really fast is going to be needed. And this could put Clinks under a bit of pressure at top lane. Sure, Clinks is farming really well, outlasting the Tinker for the time being, but some harass coming out from Laser Rocket, and suddenly Clinks, with just the one self, can't really stay in this lane too much longer.
Yeah, here comes a couple, maybe Laser. Well, once Clinks hits level 6, then Death Pack could be definitely an issue in terms of healing. Yeah, G is just too afraid. Gotta respect that nuke damage. One thing is, you never really know what level those nukes are, so you can't just take them and find out. And here comes that smoke gang coming out Orange. We did see a smoke on 1437. I expect the smoke to come out from there, but more fully capable of surviving by himself on that bot lane, so the support does not need to be there. And here we go. If they get a kill on Pycat, that could be good. Pycat does have level 6, but he needs to bottle up if he wants that Eclipse. It could turn around pretty big, though. If he could bottle... Oh, he does not. And these Suns got it all hit. Oh, no, he misses. And now Ohio perhaps is going to go down. Yes, he does. Exting misses on that LSA.
Wow, just just out of range, and that one looks very embarrassing for Orange as LGD.int get their second kill of the game all of a sudden. And all these lanes going really, really well for LGD.int now. You've got Clinks at top farming, out farming, and oh, another kill, bottom lane. They found the Morphing on his own. The Shadow Demon looks like Disruption, Soul Catcher for the amplified damage, and they had enough to burst him down.
Waveform was enough to get him away from the actual 2 supports, but the Rockets obviously will find you and get the kill. So very, very nicely played. Tri-lane 1 on the bottom, mid is completely 1 for Pycat. And the last thing to check is, how is LGD doing on the top lane here? Well, Deathpack is going to give him, look at that HP level, 900. Pretty healthy, so that Rocket Laser build not going to be too effective. Bottle crawling it up, Soaring is up on KYXY. That's going to be pretty big. And you can see that, yeah, I love the Observer Ward.
Yeah, I agree. It's making sure, because that's where Clinks always goes. That's why this Clinks is actually stronger played on the Dire side than he is on the Radiant side because of this creep camp, which is so close to the lane. You go over, get a big creep, Deathpack it up, and then go straight back to lane. You've missed no time farming, don't have to leave the lane. The Radiant side, there's nothing really similar.
Yeah, you have to travel basically up back to the middle of the map for that big camp. KYXY maybe senses the gank coming. The support's been missing for quite a bit for the Dire.
Or he sees them with the ward.
Oh, they do.
Oh no, they're smoke. No, sorry. Well, the Leshrac is invis. I think the Shadow Demon was revealed though. Yeah, he should get seen. He gets seen by that ward.
He gets seen now, so he's gonna be backing off accordingly. So meanwhile, the supports here on the Radiant side. I love the gank attempt that they did against Pycat on the mid lane. That was the correct idea, but they just miscommunicated a tiny bit, so really can't fault too much on that.
Yep. And now Mushi will 0 mind bottom lane. He's trying to catch up in farm. Just 21 creep kills. He's really not up there with the rest of the other heroes who are farming in this game. Brax at bottom. He's got himself up to 30 creep kills with fast arcane boots. So all in all, LGD International with, well, all 3 of their core heroes getting decent farm. All of them on 30 plus creep kills. So really nice start for them.
Yep. And to be honest, supports that are not getting farm, I gotta favor the Dire supports as well, because Shadow Demon and Leshrac always a very, very high damaging combo. Meanwhile, Lina really needs level, Rubix wants the levels, and so far they're not really getting them.
Yeah, and LGD International with a slight level advantage on their supports as well. Both supports level 4, while Rubik is still just level 2, now level 3. And the supports on the Dire side, they're getting that XP and gold from the kills they've been getting. So they both have boots. They both have a couple hundred gold. They can get magic wands, urns, whatever it may be, even maybe a secondary arcane boots, and they're going to start a push on this top tier 1 tower. Deathpack comes in from G, and now they get to work.
Yep. Diabolic Edict, absolutely no joke. Misery pulling the creep wave away, should be pulling it away from Leshrac, so his Edict damage still goes to the tower. The siege unit is there as well. But here comes Magnus. If Magnus comes in with RP and a big TP, it could be there. Shockwave's gonna push people away. He's gonna try to go for the deny. There's a TP. Is he gonna go use the RP? Oh, the tower's gonna get killed. They are gonna RP on 1437. Not exactly a good trade with the RP down for the next couple of seconds, though.
He got Misery as well with the Shockwave.
Oh, did he?
He got 2, yeah. Misery came in too close and the Shockwave finished him off.
Okay.
He was just on the tip of that Shockwave. His position where he died, yeah, he was really far back and got caught out as well, so...
Then that suddenly feels...
I thought the RP was going to hit the Clinks. I'm like, Clinks, man, this is so risky and ballsy, but he saved the RP a second later, then only caught the Shadow Demon, but he still got 2 kills out of it.
Then that was a really, really big win for Orange, simply because Ohio Arcane Boots up, gonna be working towards his Blink Dagger, a lot less pressure, because I feel like he was getting out CS heavily here by Pycat on the mid lane, despite having Shockwave. I'm actually quite shocked about that. But, you know, double kill being picked up, that's nice.
Yeah. Brax at bottom lane, he actually got picked off a bit earlier on by a 3-man gank, and he's back there now trying to farm. He's got his Ring of Regen, so he's going to most likely be the mech buyer for this team. As far as Clockwork goes, it's a perfectly logical candidate for go for a mech. It's not really your normal standard build, but it fits in perfectly if you've got no one else to buy it.
Looks like they want to jump on that Tinker. There's a poison for sight. There's a disruption. 1437's got to hit that one, which he will. KYXY will just explode, and looks like Shadow Demon picks up that last hit. And you can see that Rubik is just making it on the run. But guess what? Luna with Eclipse is on the way, and they're going to run into each other. There's the Eclipse, and oh boy.
Easy pickings.
And a double damage rune.
He's going to be pretty happy with that one. Maybe they can even try to transition to a push on this tier 1 mid tower, though it's still full HP. He's back to farming Pycat and Clinks. He's back to getting closer and closer to this Orchid. He's up to 1,300 gold now. Slowed down a bit since the early game start with all the heroes coming top to put some pressure on him. And where's Tink? I'm wondering if these boots will travel not up all that soon. He's level 7 with Soaring, Boots, Bottle, and 700 gold. He actually got the Soaring before the boots of travel, which which is not perfectly fine decision. It's just going to slow down those boots of travel quite a bit, but you don't really... Having boots of travel when you're just level 7 isn't really all that effective anyway, so slowing him down isn't going to matter all that much.
I mean, Soul Rings is nice, but Soul Rings is only nice if you're going to spam Marcher Machines, which he has a single point of. What are you going to do, spam Rockets when you don't have rearm? Like, it has a long cooldown. Not really able to take advantage of Soul Ring. Double smoke going up right now. Rocket's going to scope out behind the tower, or at least try and do so. X is right there. Look at these wards being dropped. They see him. They see him. Offensive disruption is going to be right there. And 1437's got to hit this one as well. He does. And X is going to go down. Soul Catcher and Edict. It is just absolutely insane. We do see KYXY comes in. Rocket hits the 2 illusions.
Courier. Oh, they almost snapped the Courier. They got 3 attacks on it. They need 1 more. Down to 33 HP. The Radiant Courier.
Brax TP's in mid lane and misses a hook. But was able to protect the Luna, which is the big thing there.
Yeah, just scare off the attackers here. Pycat pops the DD and also all those bottle charges of his, so he's now going to be forced back to base, it looks like. Not looking to want to hang around that mid lane of all places when you're low HP. Not a very easy place to be farming. Your safe lane maybe, but definitely not mid. And he's going to go back and heal, and with his ultimate on cooldown, for him it's just continue farming. He's got Treads, Bracer, BKB in the works with an Ogre Club there. He's pretty damn tanky, so he's not all that easy to gank.
Yeah, judging from how this game's going and how the last game really went and during the lane stage, it feels like both games really is almost down to the lane stage. The lane stage has not been really even so far, and whoever has the advantage just really builds on that advantage. The other team really has a chance to make a comeback. So if Orange wants to prove that they could 3-0 LGD.int right now, they have to make that comeback, and they have the hero to do so. Magnus close to that Blink Dagger, Morphling. Looks like it's going to be a straight shotgun rush. Very aggressive. Could pay off, though.
Wow, he's a very aggressive indeed, but I'm wondering who the actual targets. Heroes like Klinks with Death Pact is fairly tanky. Luna's going really tanky. Clockwork is going to have a mech and get even more HP and stats, so the squishy Shadow Demon Leshrac, but that's not going to win you a team fight. If you go in with a shotgun, he'll just get that turned around on him. Mushi himself without a Link and Seer is so squishy.
I mean, there's something to be said if you're up 6-3, not down 6-3. As we see, 1437 might actually pay for it with that def, and he gets lifted up. Hook shot is gonna come right in here for Net though. Net is still gonna be alive. That's what Marching Machine's gonna, not gonna do too much actually. Trading 1-for-1 for support so far. Dire okay with that trade. They got the tower. They only traded, Lesh. That's no big deal. And Lesh was even able to buy a couple items before even dying.
Pycat's in busy. Goes in with the Eclipse. He's going to bring down KYXY. He's going to try to look for more here. Lucent Beam's going to slow a higher. Screw on cooldown for 10 more seconds. And here's G with an Orchid. He goes on to Lena first. He silences the Mag. Mag saws no skewer. This is going to be a dead Mag as well. LGD.int just find themselves 3 kills in a row. Do they get the Mag? Yes, they do. Pycat now, he needs to get away. He's under the tower. Telekinesis pulls him back even closer. Needs to get that tower aggro off. He's got bottle charges, magic wand. That'll help keep him alive. And Net, he's died for this. He goes down as well. 4 kills go to LG International. Pycat TP's out. What a great team fight for them.
Yeah, 4 kill goes to LGD, despite the RP being used. RP got themselves 1 extra kill. I love the fact that you saw the Klings silence the Magnus and then went for the Lena, just basically ensuring double kill for the team. Sure, he did went down, but getting a team 4 kills is exactly what you want. We've seen one of the earlier Orchids, and immediately after having the Orchids, he goes to the gank, not even staying in his lane anymore.
Yeah, and Clockwork actually went for a really interesting, but he didn't get Battery Assault until level 8 this game. Because of being, I guess, somewhat being in that off lane, but even up in a trial lane, it was somewhat trial lane versus trial lane early on. He didn't have any points in it, wanting to sort of prioritize getting more in the rocket. So, really interesting choice to go for this new build.
Yeah, I mean, that hero is very, very mana dependent, so maybe he recognized maybe he couldn't support all 3 spells. Cogs are really good, as well as rockets, so just gonna skip it completely. It is still a little bit surprising, but now he definitely has all the mana supported with the Arcane Boot, as well as a Meg available. So they could actually just barrel down mid lane as well with a double damage on 1437. But they're gonna back off. Not having the Eclipse and not knowing where the enemy heroes are is a little bit dangerous. Mushi though, how close is he to the shotgun?
Well, he's still got a bit of a way to go, it looks like. I mean, 200 gold. He's not close at all. And right now, LGD.int, they've been starting to snowball out of control. They've got this 5-6k gold lead, and that's without some of these core items. We haven't seen the BKB up on Luna yet, but it's up there in about a couple hundred gold. Klinks has just got this Orchid. Clockwork's now got the mech, and the 2 supports, well, they've double earn. That's a bit of a miscommunication. They both get an earn of shadows, but they've all just suddenly got these items up. They're now starting to bring down tower after tower. LGD.int are going to start looking for this ultra snowball, try to get this big 10-15k gold lead just 15-20 minutes in the game. And for Orange Esports, they don't really have the team fight to stop this. They have got a blink mag, but that's about all they've got. What actual follow-up damage do they have? Tinker with still no boots of travel. Lena just level 6. It really feels like they're lacking in the ability to defend towers and take a fight.
Oh, RP being used here just on the Clinks. He's gonna get pushed back. LSA's got a hit. No, Dragon Slave blind. Nicely played here by Lena. That's gonna get them the kill. Anytime you get a kill like that against Clinks, you know, whether it's G or not, he's gonna play a little bit more timid next time because, yeah, I'm behind tower. I get spotted by Sentry Wards. I get RP. I get blown up. So, we'll see. Mushi, by the way, in a little bit of trouble as well. Is he going to get purged up here? Misery that's purged. Long range. There's that purge. He's waiting for the waveform. He does wave. Rocket. Where's the hook? There's the hook. It's going to hit, but Mushi's invis up. Do they have sentries? They know he's trapped inside.
Well, they're going to get some Shadow Poison action happening, but they've got no way of seeing him. BKB up on Pycat now. Mushi going to get away. 1437. Does he dare pop the Edict? If he did some blind Edict there, that could have been some of the best play of his life.
Yeah, no blind edict nor blind splitter, but I don't know. Sending Mushi back to farming, that's okay. He's
not
not
he does
too...
use through all his HP regen, gets nice and low in energy, heals himself with the bottle, but he's not finding any space to farm, and this is a very poor Mushi right now.
Net finds himself Windwalk or Skeletal Walk, as you call it, in Dota 2 from the Clinks. Trying to set up a kill.
Not really a very useful pickup. I mean, sure, it can save his life, but you're Rubik. You're not really meant to be in a position where you're going to be dying right off the bat. You're meant to be in a position where you can make plays happen from behind you. But you need more nukes, firepower, even just killing like Clockwork Rocket, I think, would be stronger at this point.
Yeah, it definitely helps in terms of like having an initiation, but yeah, he definitely wants to be stealing spells like Pulse Nova or maybe Disruption or definitely Eclipse. Probably the best spell he could steal.
What am I? He's trolling. He drops his magic stick. He's doing what we saw the other day happen.
Where he had a Visor in the beginning.
Drops the magic stick on the ground in front of Brax, picks it back up right away, and well, the skeleton walks away now.
Yeah, this game going down very, very slowly, mostly because Orange really can't take engagement. They have to stay as 3 or 4, so Clinks won't find them. Speaking of that, Clinks,
boots of travel now, so Orange can look to. Well, they're slightly more mobile. It's a lot easier for them to defend lanes now because Tink can be anywhere on the map. Clinks. This is good for him. He scouts out the fact there's a Sentry Ward just with creeps. He goes in the mid lane. He gets hit by some creeps. Like, okay, Sentry Ward there. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that's where he got caught the first time. So I imagine, I guess he imagined that the Sentry Ward timed out. But in any case, looks like they're going to see a gank up top here. The benefit of having the Skeletal Walk on the Rubik is that he could actually initiate against Clinks. Windwalk up, pick him up, and go for kills.
It's maybe it's something LGD.int would definitely be caught by surprise. But right now, LGD.int playing it safe enough. I'd like to see. They're not finding kills. They're not finding towers at this point. They need to be more efficient with their farming. They need to go for Roshan maybe even, because they're spending a lot of time trying to find these openings that they're just not getting. And Misery at top. He needs to be careful. There's the Skeleton Walk initiation.
Yep, there we go. Blink. Are we going to drop the RP? Not necessarily. He's going to drop it on G. And here we go. The return kill. Where's the Laguna? There's the Laguna pushing him back to tower as well. Morphling's here. Can he's going to get a single kill? He does on KYXY, but he's got his Butcher Travel, so it's not even that meaningful of a kill, at least not right now. Mushi joining it, getting some assists. Assist goes on top, and he's nowhere close to that shotgun, but it's buying him time. I love the fact that Orange is playing so passive, trying to take, preventing from that Clings from ever getting these kills for free.
Orange are playing this game perfectly from behind, playing passive, using RPs just for solo kills on the Clinks for the second time now, and every time they're doing this, it's not only is it just kills being picked up, it's LGD without Clinks alive, he's wasting a lot of time where he could either be farming, he's not finding kills, and they're just slowing down any momentum. Clinks is such a snowball-heavy hero, and they're not getting that snowball, although Pycat is getting the farm to make up for it. He now gets a tier 2 tower, can back off, maybe look for Roshan, or at least look to clear out the enemy, the Radiant neutrals, but it's still, Clink's not really being as effective as he could be as a hero right now.
Yeah, you talked about the needing to put more pressure, tier 2 being taken down, and now the Roshan. So that's pretty nice. Pycat already up to BKB and 2K, so it could be a very, very quick Manta if that's what he wants, and I think Manta is going to be an item of choice. You can see that he's even skipped drums. Doesn't need it because there's really no fights going on. 1437, popping that Edict to start working on Roshan. I don't think the Radiant team would challenge this. Dropping RP on solo kills is nice and necessary for Orange, but it also means they have to give up things like this to challenge on the Roshan.
Yeah, I just don't feel they're just in position to contest it with or without RP. They've got to worry about all these lanes. We can't G. No, it's not G. Clockwork going to pop an ultimate. It's just an illusion Tinker though. I'll quickly realize that one, and now they swing bottom. There's no tier 2 tower at bottom. They're going to have to go back towards mid lane and Orange Ball. They're grouped up near their ancients. They're looking just to hold to hands basically. Try and find another mishap from LGD and another overextension from be it the Clinks, the Clockwork, or maybe even Pycat at this point, but he's got an Aegis now to play around with.
I mean, that's the benefit of having Clinks, despite the fact that his ganks haven't been too impressive. He's really just forcing enemies by, like you said, holding hands together. He's going to keep trying to do these ganks. He might pay for it. He's going to go for BKB next. But again, forcing them together, making sure that they don't get too much EXP. And look, if they're farming a Ancient stack together, well, Ancient together, it's not even stacked because we're watching C Dota, then they're not getting any XP in gold. And they're really far behind.
Yeah, they seem to be getting further and further behind as LGD with an Aegis now 3.2k on Pycat. If you want to go for that Manta style, probably would have already picked up the Yash and start building the Manta, so we could just be seeing a straight Butterfly. And here we go. G starts to find Mushi, and this Ghost Scepter pickup starts to make a whole lot more sense when you take into account that, I mean, G can just hunt him down anyway. He can even go back and now start going towards another item, be it Manta style, Linken's. He doesn't have to go for the full Ethereal Blade now. He can get as either a second or third item, but Ghost Scepter on its own, it's +7 to all stats. Considering it's a 1600 gold item, Ultimate Orb gives you +10 to all stats for 2100, and Ghost Scepter gives you a whole lot more than just stats.
It's worth mentioning that Ultimate Orb is probably the most cost-inefficient stat item in the game.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be comparing that direction, but yeah.
Hey man, I'll go ahead and do it.
But I guess the Ghost Scepter first makes it a little bit more desirable to finish the shotgun. I'm not sure whether he will though. You know, it may complete sense now seeing that happen. He might just go into a Yasha, or maybe straight up even BKB if that's what he wants. He did spend some gold, I think. Was it just on teleport scrolls? I think that might be the case.
I think Yasha, BKB, Mantisal, Linken's, whatever it may be, are all going to be decent items. And G, caught out again. It's another RP getting used just to kill him off. And is that what have they got a gem by now? No, it's still no gem.
No, there's a gem on Magnus.
RP, not up anymore. And now here comes the Eclipse. They should be able to bring down Mag, but the Ghost Scepter keeping him alive just that little bit longer. He finally gets brought down. Brax now nice and low. He's for the taking. Rubik, Rocket's coming in. Tinker, no, it's actually Lena who gets the kill. So 2 for 1 at mid lane. Clockwork Hook initiation, and that's a good trade for Orange. They're still just buying time for Mushi to keep on farming.
No, it was a 2 for 1, but Magnus had the gem, so they were able to detect the Clinks, but he just dropped it. Luna now has it. That's a pretty big swing in gold, and de-warding is not exactly the biggest deal. Look at how defensive these wards are. Warding your own plateau, warding behind the mid lane here of tier 2. So those don't get sniped up by the gem as easily, but still you just threw away a gem.
Yeah, it looks like a recently bought gem at that, so maybe sometime before they can get another one, they're going to be entirely relying on sentries, and that's not something that's easy to do. And now top tier 2 tower, Leshrac Shadow Demon, they need to be careful. They're playing very, very far up for 2 support heroes. And it's not as if there's any sort of a split push going on. Pycat's farming his own Ancients, which have been stacked up, you'll be happy to know.
Yes.
As G starting to run through the enemy neutrals. He's been caught out so many times. He feels safer knowing there's no gem on the Radiant team, but he's still got to worry about sentry wards.
Again, that's not going to stop him from playing as aggressive as he wants. You know, he's going to be a little timid about it by diving into unknowns, but he needs to do this as Clinks. He knows he's not going to be the carry because Luna's doing that job very, very splendidly. He just needs to keep up pressure. At the end of the day, you're still keeping them together, not farming, not getting as much EXP as they could have. One thing that's worth pointing out is that Rubik's got himself an Eclipse. So not only will he know the timing of the Eclipse when it's going to be up on the Dire, he will also have one for the team, which is going to be huge, especially when the Magnus comes back alive with RP available to go.
Yeah, Mag is at mid. Well, Mag does have RP now. Ghost Scepter being picked up by a high, as we saw last fight. They help keep him alive just that little bit longer. So for LG International, well, even with this Aegis on their side, they're not looking to get too aggressive, take any more out of towers. There's only the one tier 2 at mid remaining, and I think they just feel they don't have the items or the advantage to actually go high ground, take a tier 3, or even take a team fight right now. They're too scared of the Mag ulti. Fighting into Tinker Spam isn't hard, so they're just going to keep on farming for late game. Start getting this BKB on Clinks, and I feel if they'd just been playing that like that for the last 5-10 minutes, it'd be in a lot better position. But G's been getting caught out going for solo kills rather than farming out that BKB and that next damage item. If he hit a BKB right now, I think LGD would be in a much better position, even with one less tower or something being taken.
Sure, that's definitely a fair point. 24 minutes in here, 3-kill lead for LGD. Orange just really paused for the bathroom break?
I think there was a disconnection, and then they decide they need to go.
No, it definitely was a pause first, and then disconnect. But
oh, wow.
That's a little bit funny to see, at least. A 10,000 goal lead for the LGD. I mean, again, despite G being picked off, just creating a lot of space for the enemy team.
I wish I could pause as a caster, say,
Go
hey,
bathroom.
teams, I gotta go bathroom.
And lasagna.
Yeah, lasagna. There was one game, I was so close to doing that in Singapore at the LAN event. I had to go so badly. It was the most miserable cast for the second half because I couldn't even focus on casting. It was so bad.
Are you okay now?
I'm okay now.
Okay, that's good to know. We'll be happy to see that Luna also almost at 5.5k, 5.6. Still no real item choice. Manta style, it's only what 50-50 I think in cost. So you could buy that already. Full butterfly?
Yeah, I imagine full butterfly right now. At the same time, you don't need the evasion all that much, but butterfly slightly better damage for pushing than the manta style. I don't know the maths there, but I think the illusion, even with the taking into account the illusions, I think butterfly is raw damage, attack speed, and if you evade the towers, hey, that counts for something.
I don't know, man. Having all your illusion bounce and
Yeah,
bounce on more bounces, it's pretty broken.
it is pretty strong.
I mean, one thing that he
I would
does
say-
have to consider if he's afraid of the shotgun from Morphling is that you will debuff. Or you will be being able to dodge the waveform if you actually manta in time. So, and Morphling is definitely going for the shotgun build now, same thing in 3k goal.
Yeah, it really looks that way, and I guess it's going to help a lot against usually even on the clinks. Even if you're not killing him, you're keeping him out of the you're not entirely keeping him out of the fight. You can still cast Searing Arrows, so in that ghost form, so you're maybe not keeping him entirely out of the fight. Luna's going to BKB, so probably just going to be looking for solo kills on these squishy supports. Shadow Demon as a late game support does a whole lot with the disruption. Also the purge going through potential BKBs, which we're not seeing any of on the Radiant team. But I think Shadow Demon a good target for that shotgun.
Yeah, he's sitting in 1k HP right now. Has treads available, so could swap it on strength and make him even tankier. I think as per usual, if you're playing against LGD.int, 1437, he's always a short man. The man on the short end of the draw, whatever that phrase is. He's gonna be the unlucky one, getting the focus from Misery.
Well, the bad news is, at this rate, we're probably not going to be able to cast VP versus Mouse. Maybe we can convince LD to do some casting. He's tuning in. LD, you've only casted for like 30 hours of the last 40 hours.
I agree.
Go cast some more. You're being lazy.
Gotta
VP
work for
versus
it.
Mouse
Gotta
is
work for it.
1 hour 15 minutes. He's just been working out, so like he's going to be back. He's probably like pumped, like, yeah, man, I just lifted. Like, that's probably a really bad LD impression, but I imagine him not really that in the right state of mind for casting right now.
He needs to heat up that lasagna for us first, and then go cast.
Ooh, he's the lasagna.
LD, we're hungry.
There's been no break to heat up the lasagna. You know, at the same time, he'd take the lazy approach and just microwave it, which no go. I'm not having it.
Want me to feed you some lasagna?
LD's heating it up for us. Yes.
Oven, not microwave.
Gods is screaming for the oven. But up to you, LD. How much do we want? We want the whole thing, I think.
Nah, it's massive, man. It's like dude, when I bought lasagna, it's like serves 12. I looked at it, I'm like, this doesn't serve 12. This serves maybe like 5 or 6 at best.
So how much do you want, Gods?
Oh, I don't know, normal size serve.
Normal size, whatever that means.
Should I put it back in the oven or microwave it?
Oven, he says.
I don't know, either or.
Look, beyond the summit, man. We are representing professional casting. Hey, look, we're not causing the server delay or anything, so you can't even blame us.
Yeah.
Obligatory shout out to Dota Talk for hosting the server, hosting the game, not the server, and Gigabyte for sponsoring the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. Gigabyte do absolutely everything that is done in Southeast Asia as far as Dota goes over the last year or so. So next time you guys are thinking about building a new PC, think Gigabyte for motherboards as well as video cards. They make some really damn good motherboards.
I do have a Gigabyte motherboard, so that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's what
Mushi, by the way, for anybody joining, going for the shotgun build. Almost got it. Unfortunately, team's not doing that well. They're down by about 10k gold. That's a big deficit. And we might actually take this to game 4, and of course, if this doesn't go to game 4, we will be casting Mouse versus Virtus Pro for the Stars ladder. Or Star ladder.
Doesn't look like we'll be doing, but we'll wait and see. Try and convince LD to send messages his way in chat, spam him up. Although I imagine Shiva's going to be casting it, so there should be an English cast regardless. So check out Shiva's channel. I think twitch.tv/Shiva Gaming if you want to catch that game. Maybe even Toby. I don't know what Toby's streaming tonight. I think Join Dota had. Oh, they've got the EMS Cup later on.
Shout to Kawa.
Kawa. That guy's a really cool guy. But he'll be. Yeah, I think he'll be casting with Toby or Effie tonight for the EMS Cup. That's in 2.5 hours or so, and hopefully we'll be done so I can actually watch some of those games, as well as Liquid vs Q Pandas, man. That's in 2 hours now. Do you think Q Panda can notch themselves their second win?
I feel like I want to cast that series.
It's DreamHack Invitational, man. You're banned.
No,
Maybe
no.
you can
I'll
cast-
replay
right.
cast that. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
which is completely allowed.
I think so. I think
It is.
I don't know.
Bruno gave me the confirmation.
I was about to say, do you ask organizers first, or okay? It's one of those like gray areas. But if they give you the A-OK. GD Studios are really cool people.
Apparently, they're doing some next level broadcasting method.
Yeah. I didn't catch the Q Panda.
Gotta step it up,
yet.
BTS.
Shit, man. We're just here talking about lasagna and stuff. I don't know.
I don't think people mind the chat. The chat is okay with it.
Apparently, it's 6 to 8 pounds of lasagna, according to LD. I don't know. I lifted that thing, and it was not 6 to 8 pounds. But then again, I do lift quite a lot. If LD's saying it's heavy, I thought he was
God's our professional lifter in the BTS. He's the alpha lifter here.
lasagna lifter.
Yeah. Run a commercial for lasagna money. I love it.
Look, I'm on board for that. I say that as a commercial. We've got ourselves a good 5-10 minute pause, as Beyond the Summit is a grassroots organization. We don't run pauses during games. We don't normally run them during pauses, but I'll run a quick one now. Full transparency, guys, for you saying, oh my god, I just got a commercial. There's not much going on except us talking about lasagna, so...
And lifting. That's a manly topic.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Apparently Puppy tweeted something, people asking if anyone read it. What Puppy?
Well, let's read it in front of the stream of however many people that's watching.
I always forget his Clement something or other. Clementinator, that's his tweet. He's unimpressed by the pause. I don't know if that's still the reason for pause. Someone's asking for a load or something? Oh, he can't reconnect. I just started reading the chat in game. I didn't realize there was actually chat going on in game. I'm too worried about my lasagna. So, net can't connect back. Restarting Steam, nothing working. Just have to keep restarting Steam apparently. Casual break. Every single game seems to go for 1.5 hours for some super long game.
It's not even long. We're 24 minutes in. In before that game
Whoa.
where Orange had to switch LAN centers 80 time.
Only LGD China.
Oh, only LGD China.
These games have been okay because it's never been. This is like the longest pause we have. Normally it's like 5 minutes of pause, 10 minutes of play, 5 minutes of pause. But
Yo.
it was 1.5 hours of pause. I'm gonna have to
Guys.
start sending you the cat gifs if we're gonna have a long pause.
Guys, Come With Me just tweeted, "What's wrong with my echoes? That was 1 out of million." Shout out to Come With Me. Look, we're just calling out every pro and everybody that's like 100 times better than us. So, I don't know what to say.
Well, Dendy says, "What's wrong with my RPs?" I'm not on board with the Dendy.
Yeah,
boss.
I'm not on par with the Dendy RP. Dendy you can't have a Dendy anything that's like negative. You can have a Dendy Pudge.
Apparently, you're being blamed. It says the person who did the initial tweet, Payne. He says he's crediting you for the Dendy RP, but we take no credit.
No,
for
no,
that.
I didn't say nothing about Dendy RP.
Full
All I
credit.
said was Shiva Ravage, and then you came on board and
Yeah.
calling everybody out. I said Lotus Fair yesterday.
I was one with the shots fired.
Yeah,
Correct.
so as per usual, gods, send the complaint messages to him.
Yep.
Well then. Oh, you know what? I could add another one to the list. Fluff and Stuff Arrows.
Really?
Yeah, he
I
plays.
I know he plays a lot of Marana, but
He plays a 4 Marana a lot, like a roaming Marana, and he's really good at zoning people out with his arrows.
sometimes like the arrows that miss are like the best arrows because like you arrow their escape path, so you have to run.
Well, it's
back.
not even like that. It's just like zoning arrows,
Okay.
and that's even like a compliment that he doesn't deserve. Which, by the way, QPAD Pandas versus Team Liquid coming up. There's just a lot of good Dota lately. And I think that's becoming more and more I want out of Dota too.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It sucks for me because I don't get to watch it all.
It sucks for the casters, yeah.
Yeah, we as casters, not just myself, Lumi LD, like other casters as well. They want to keep up with the teams and stuff. Like AC is going to be streaming G1 League for those of you guys who don't know. So he's going to be doing some Asian Dota as well as Beyond the Summit. But you can also have the option to check out AC during the G1 League. So all the casters, like we want to cast all this stuff. We also want to watch stuff we're not casting, so we stay up to date with who's picking and playing what. It's something which I know AC does a good job of. He'll always have some back info on what picks have happened in other tournaments, but there's some casters. I mean, I can just point out at Toby. He often doesn't know picks that have happened in other tournaments, and that's because of how much he has to cast. It's not a criticism. It's just the reality. That same for myself lately. I've been casting so much on the Beyond the Summit channel. When we went to cast like a team who's been playing in other tournaments, like we haven't really been kept up to date on far as picks and bans go.
Toby, weak. Only 24 hours a day. Gotta get on that AC. He's got like 25 to work with. Probably 30.
Yeah. I'm excited to see AC cast some. I might have to like betray LD and go co-cast with him. No. I wonder how LD would feel about that. I don't know. But yeah, sorry about all the pauses, guys. This is our best of 5 grand finals for the GEST challenge. Oh, they're still chatting. It looks
Rock,
like
paper, scissors. No one's playing with podcasts. Stone came out 5 seconds later. I think we gotta rewrite that round. Waga just gave me confirmation that yes, we can replay cast.
cool.
Yep.
Mushi says he's going to start cast. Mushi apparently is going to start streaming himself playing soon, which I imagine will be.
I will give money to watch that.
Yeah. He said once they're set up in their new training house, he said he's going to start streaming soon. His just pub games for the most part, I imagine. Probably not scrims, but he plays quite a few pubs. So I'm looking forward to that. Unfortunately, Orange Esports, it looks like they can't connect back in right now, which is unfortunate.
So, in the worst case scenario, what would happen? Are we reloading the match? Don't Valve have like a instant load feature or something like that?
There's an instant load feature. Worst case scenario, we go to load and the load doesn't work. So we have to either replay the game or give LGD International the win, I guess.
Which I think could be deserved.
It's
It's always hard to call. I don't ever want to be the one that making that call.
As admin right now, I would tell Orange, look, we have this reload feature. It's not 100% reliable. If you guys want to try a reload, we can. But if the reload doesn't work, then LGD get the win. That's why I think should be done here. It's not up to me. But I think that's the fairest thing here, to give Orange the option for a reload. But if reload doesn't work, I think having a full remake isn't... I don't know. It's Orange who... it sucks that they have this technical problem. But I think that, considering they are behind... It's not a massive... Well, it's actually getting a pretty big lead.
It is pretty big. I'm not sure how much it will change. To be fair, Orange is going to be picking up some decent items. Let's, for a second, go back to analysis here. They got 3 Ghost Scepters, so, Kling's is going to be less and less reliable. Luna, soon her beams are always going to be nice, especially against the Ghost Scepters. But her right clicks is starting to take over, and that's where the Ghost Scepter is really going to be helpful as well. And obviously, Mushi's going to finish her shotgun. So the game could turn around for Orange. I could see that happening.
100%.
So I never want to.
I
never want to make a call like, oh well, according to the goal count right now, LGD's winning.
It definitely can be turned around, but doing a full remake from 24 minutes in, when it's an issue on Orange's side. I mean, maybe it's a Steam Dota 2 thing. There's actually been some weird Steam Dota 2 stuff as far as leaving games, not really working at the end when games end. So I don't know. It's a tough call. However you make it, whatever call you make is going to suck for someone. There's no perfectly fair solution. Giving LGD.int a win is obviously kind of sucks for Orange when they can still win, but forcing a full remake when LGD.int have a 10k gold lead also kind of sucks.
We are pacing ourselves. Hopefully, we're going to see a game on the road. To be honest, I wouldn't mind casting a best of 5, like going to game 5. Previously, on the GSC Challenge, we had LG International versus LG China. That match was super hyped. And that was also a Beyond the Summit presentation. I think LD9 casted that one. So we got all day. We got the lasagna waiting for us.
Yeah, this series could go for another 8-9 hours, and I'll be fine.
Misery apparently has to get his massages. Let me tell you something about massages in China. It could be more than just massages. How about that cultural lesson from BTS? All right, looks like we're gonna have a reconnect.
Wait. Oh, he's in. He's in.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Be right back, shower podcast. I love it. I love it. See,
China
look,
normal.
1437 knows. It's a China normal massage that Misery enjoys.
Well, what's China normal?
Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry
I
about
don't, I don't know what's the norm in China. One country I've yet to visit, and I'm excited to actually get to visit hopefully sometime. Although who knows when that'll be. You're here. You're listening to me. Ace, G League, G1 League. Send BTS to China. So we got to cast some Dota again. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks like there's an unpause looming.
I think I'm happy about the unpause. Gem, by the way, still up on the Luna, picked up by the Mag that dropped it earlier. Orange shooting some Team Jungle. Again, not the quickest way to get some EXP.
Where's Luna by? Luna bought. Oh, here we go. Butterfly.
Yep. Again, damage is all she needs and all she wants, to be honest. The Ghost Scepter is starting to become a little bit annoying, though. What I'd like to see from Orange, and again, a little bit doing more, is starting to stack. You know, you don't have to take your Ancients right now, but make it so that Tinker and whoever else later on could go for those stacks. To be fair, if you do go for a solo Ancient stack, you are going to get picked off by G. So that's a little bit of a risky move too.
And now we see Mushi with enough gold for his Ethereal Blade. He misses a Siege Creep, but hey. He'll be going into that shop, buy that Ethereal Blade up, and now he can start looking to pick off some of these squishy heroes, support heroes like Leshrac and Shadow Demon with somewhat ease. It's not quite as powerful as it used to be, this combo, and also Morphling. He puts himself in a lot of danger every time he does this.
Yeah, so one thing that we've been talking about is how MBFC's been playing for the last couple of minutes. LGD seems like they're adjusting their playstyle as well. We see support jungling it up. We see Luna ancienting it up. Basically making sure they farm every single lane as well as the jungle. And seems like they're ready to take this to a later stage of the game. Not necessarily ultra late game, but maybe to a time where they're finishing their big impactful items. Maybe a BKB on G perhaps, and then go for another push.
Yep, well, LGD, and even with this Butterfly pickup on Pika, they're still not pushing. They're going back to farming, and this Aegis is going to be expiring in about a minute's time, so I imagine that they're not going to be looking to really do a whole lot with it. They're playing for that late game. They want G to finish off that BKB. They're giving space for Mushi to farm, but they see this Ethereal Blade. They're not going to be too worried about this. I think late game they feel that they can handle Mushi if they've got their two carries nice and farm. They've got Clockwork getting some nice item progression with his point booster up, and Misery at top.
Pick off City!
Well, it's a Shadow Demon. This is not by any means game changing.
Hey man, that's EXP, that's gold. I know we talk about how 4-man smoke ganks don't do anything for you, especially when you pick out for support. But when you're defending like this, when you never actually want to move out your ring of tier 2 towers, that's exactly what you want. Smoke, ooh, if the smoke pops for G.
He saw it though. He saw the smoke. That's the big thing.
Alright, and they're gonna trail after KYXY. Mushi, if they get that
needs
tier
to be
1,
careful.
I mean, they're starting to make that comeback here. Keep in mind that RP is, well, it's down now because they use it on Brax. They even push him towards Shotgun, baby.
Well, that works. That's one way to set up a team fight. Now there's going to be a disruption going in. LGD, they need to be careful here. G gets caught out. Now they're going to see a Silence going to make instant Ghost Scepter. They move on to Net instead. They bring down Net with relatively. Eclipse going to finish off Lena. Leshrac taking a fall. Can they catch out a high as well? He blinks into the trees. He's TPing out. Has he been seen? It looks like they know where he went, but they've got nothing to interrupt it. Shadow Poison comes too late, not giving vision for the Lucent Beam. It's a 2-for-2 trade at top. I guess 2-for-3 if we include that Shadow Demon pick off at the start, but that seemed like something a bit separate. It's only support heroes though. Orange just lose Lena as well as Rubik. It's Clockwork as well as Leshrac going down. Clockwork is slightly more important kill, but end of the day, I think LGD will be okay with that trade, although they do somewhat get... It's Orange, you get the slightly better off one.
Yeah, for me, is how much LG can get done after getting those kills, and seems like nothing, right? Marching Machine as well as Shockwave spams stop that push cold, and at the end of the day, you have your Tinker and Morphling getting some kills, and of course your Magnus making it out alive after dropping the RP. You're happy with that. Of course, now Mushi working towards his next item. Didn't he just finish his shotgun? Now he's up to another 2k gold. That's a Yasha.
Yeah.
Or if you want to go ultra late game, he could start working on Scotty. It's an item we haven't seen in a long time, but Morphling could definitely make use of that.
I think Sky is one of the most underrated items from Morphling. It's so good, all the stats you get, and well, you make a lot of use from that slow with all the agility that you can stack when you, not to mention the bonus damage you get from the Ethereal Blade. But he's up to 2.3k gold. I imagine he picks up an Ultimate Orb, be it Manta Style, Skadi, Lincoln's, whatever you want. Ultimate Orb just builds into so many different things here. LGD.int, they're still not looking to apply pressure here. They've no longer had the Aegis, so I imagine they're not going to look to do so until 2-3 minutes time when they get the next Aegis. Then they can look to start grouping up again. Klinks, is it BKB yet? He's got his BKB now. So the LGD team fight and push gets a bit stronger, but they're just not really built for pushing and team fighting. They're too, well, one of their carries especially, Klinks, doesn't really shine in that area. He's great at getting solo kills and pickoffs and just maybe pushing down towers on his own, but he doesn't really shine it for a group up as 5 and push down lanes.
Yeah, I mean, if these fights gets very chaotic, you could definitely snipe off a support with relative ease. Net, he stole Eclipse from PyCat, and I don't know, man. That's on PyCat. You cannot allow that happen. When was that last team fight happen? Like an hour ago? He had to beam something. That was a huge misplay.
Well, that is, like, I'm as shocked as you are, don't get me wrong. I guess he was looking for that Lucent Beam in the trees, didn't get it, and since then he's like, okay, I don't need to use Lucent Beam. I think it's one of those things, it's just this Freudian slip where you're like, okay, I didn't need to use the Lucent Beam, and after you reset, you just forget you need the Lucent Beam.
Yeah, you just forget. Like,
and 2 minutes goes by and he hasn't used the Lucent Beam because he's only been farming, and at this point there's no point using Lucent Beam to help farm because you hit harder than you Lucent Beam. So I mean, not really. PyCat's going to be kicking himself a bit there, but I think this is a kind of mistake that he'll learn quickly. He won't let that happen again.
Ooh, they're going to go right on Mushi. Mushi could pop that shotgun anytime he wants. He can even use it for himself, but he's going to be in big trouble. He's out of there.
Just.
Oh my god, that was close, man. He could have. Oh, back in the mid lane here, Skewer here. Here's that no RP, but Eclipse. Looks like Ohio's stuck in there. Pulse Nova's gonna prevent. Here comes that RP. I'm not sure if you wanted to use that one. I think it's a waste, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he was dead regardless. And now LGD can look to push. No mag RP, no even thoughts about a refresher. But gee, he gets caught out on the side. He gets buzzed down. Morphling now on the run. Eclipse gonna get popped here by Luna, but Luna doesn't really find or latch onto anyone with it. What a bad series of mistakes there. That could have been a great opportunity for LGD to push. They had BKB on the track, they had all these big items up, they had Mag on the sidelines, and even if he buys back, he's got no RP, but they waste an Eclipse and they just don't really achieve much there, and G gets caught out.
Yeah, I think LGD right now is making some key slip-ups. Remember that 10k league goal? It's still 10k, but it feels like Radiant's about to get a lot of towers. All these towers on the map, all 6 of them, they're money backs right now for Orange to make that comeback. And again, Morphling is a very, very scary hero. For those of you guys that lived under a rock and did not watch TI2, he can make these comebacks. And I'm scared for LGD right now.
And Orange are actually going to get Roshan. Well, they're going to make a play on Roshan here. They get their first tower at 31 minutes and like, hey, we can take Roshan.
I think they're getting a little bit greedy here.
Yeah, I think they're getting way too greedy and ahead of themselves. There's no way you can get Roshan. There's still 5 towers on the map for LGD, and Klinks is sure dead, but 1 hero down. I guess Luna Eclipse is on cooldown, but this is not a fight that can be taken. LGD and say, come on guys, get real. We're going to take Roshan ourselves. Morphling's at top. Does he have a replica anyway to TP to it? Doesn't look like it right now. So this should be an uncontested Roshan. And so they are bringing it down, but not as fast as they'd like. And Orange Esports, they've got 3-4 heroes nearby, Mag included. And his RP is up in 12 seconds, but I think it's going to be too late.
Yep. Aegis is going to go on Luna, I imagine, but he's very, very tanky. Do you even need it? Seems like she's going to be feeling a lot safer with it. Another item purchase, perhaps. 4k go in the bank. I think Manta is going to be a good one now. No, it's going to be going for Satanic or even Heart. I think Satanic's the more likely choice, but G runs into an RP. Ohio says that RP, by the way, is always reserved for you. Got your name on it. We're going to get a kill and back the hell up. Mushi, by the way, already working on that tier 2. More time that his teammates could buy, the better for him. Even Skeletal Walk.
Is there a gem up anymore? I don't think Luna has.
No, she does.
Got the gem.
She's got the gem. Yep.
Yeah. We'll see Net get out of there. I think Net knows that. At least still a gem somewhere on the playing field, so he's not going to be looking to get too aggressive with this. And well, LGD, I'm a bit surprised by the Reaver. I think the Manta style is slightly stronger for pushing, but it's still more time being bought. Mag, as you said, using those solo RPs on Klinks, and I think he's a bit upset about losing Rock, Paper, Scissors earlier to G. I think that's it.
That's a fair point. That's definitely a fair point.
I'm going to get you back this game. Solo RP is being used all game long, but every time Klinks is dead, and Orange are like, sweet, we've got all the space in the world to farm, push out lanes, because with Klinks dead, LGN can go as 4, but Going as 4 isn't really always going as 4. They have Clockwork and Luna who can go in, but Shadow Demon and Leshrac don't really offer... I say they don't offer a whole lot. Lestrac's actually got a lot of late game farm here, 1437. He's going to be looking at a Bloodstone maybe fairly soon with that BKB of his.
I'm not sure what he'll be getting, but what I'm sure of is that Orange would never allow the creep wave to be pushed in like this because they have Tinker as well as Morphling, who's becoming a bigger and bigger threat. There's a Mantis out being completed, and again, starting to accrue more and more gold. At this point already, I think Mushi could take a team fight with his team heads on against LGD, despite, again, what, 8,000 deficit in terms of gold. It just feels like LGD's heroes are not that good for teamfight. Now, 1437 does have that BKB, which is extremely farm for a 5-row support. And he's doing a lot of damage here with Pulse Nova. But I'm not sure whether by himself he could lift the full brunt of that teamfight. Eclipse is starting to become more and more ineffective as everybody gets more HP and there's more creeps in teamfights like those.
Yeah, and at this point, I think Pycat just needs to go for some pure DPS. Maybe look at Satanic into something like a Daedalus, because he needs that just awesome late game damage, it feels like. That's the only way they can break through Orange right now. They just are struggling to do so far. They're looking for D-Ward actions going on. They're grouped up as 5, and there's not being very efficient. Orange have finally managed to push out these lanes. They get another Tier 1 tower at top. Skeleton Walk coming out from net. Needs to not walk into this Luna. I think he's getting a bit too close here. I think he may have just...
Nova! He sees him right now. Where's the Eclipse? Drop that Eclipse. No Eclipse being dropped. He's waveform out of there, and net does have Skeletal Walk. Does give you 44% increase. But nothing there.
Easy little pick off with that gem on the Rubik. Oh, sorry, Shadow Demon now. Shadow Demon also with an ultimate orb. So you mentioned LGD, they're not really achieving much, but look how farm their supports are. Ultimate orb on Shadow Demon, Leshrac with a BKB. They're not really doing a whole lot, or seem to be getting further ahead, but they're getting a ton of farm on these supports, not just their carries.
Extinct's gonna get hooked, and that's gonna be another free kill. You cannot allow LG to get these free kills. Suddenly the chase is gonna go the other way as LG.
Mag, does Mag actually have a gem here?
Mag does not. He does have Ghost Scepter, so he should be able to get away, especially with Skewer and Blink.
He's scattered out by G. He's gone in and Ghost Scepter immediately. There's no follow-up, or is there? Here comes Luna. B-Link not going to come in time. Ohio skewers away now. The silence has worn off. It should be enough to keep him alive. G not going to be able to catch up again, so... And I think the big thing is here for LGD, and is that G just is somewhat behind all of a sudden. All these solo RPs on him, he's 3 and 6 in. The key thing that's kept Orange in this game is the fact that they haven't let G snowball. Luna, there's only so much you can do. You're strong early game, you're strong mid game, you're strong late game, but at no point is it a hero that can snowball out of control as much as something like a Clinks or a Shadow Fiend can.
I mean, she's definitely very, very powerful right at level 7, pushing as your team because you have Eclipse, you have your Aura for your team, but we're well beyond that point. And she's only good as a late game by all those glaive bounces. But when you have a very mobile team, mobile carrier like Mushi does, I don't think he really cares about it. He waves on in Mantas and just starts to go on work on your support, which, by the way, having tanky supports will help, especially with Shadow Demon being able to create Morphling illusions of your own. But I think this is starting to be a harder and harder game for LG. And previously, though, the kill on Rubik, that was pretty big because he was so close to a Blink Dagger. I think he was saving for the Blink Dagger for the longest time. Now he's going back for a Staff of Wizardry, which 4 staff is still nice. But we're not going to see a mobility Rubik for a long, long time.
No, it'll be a lot harder to steal. Well, I guess there's not too many big spells for Rubik to be stealing this game. There's no sort of big AoE teamfight spells, no big ultimates really to take. Eclipse is going to be less and less powerful the later this game goes. Even the Dire team, you've got a BKB on Leshrac, you've got Shadow Demon with 1300 HP. These heroes will be taking this up a lot easier now.
Illusions being created here. Hookshot comes in right now. Looks like... Where did it go to?
Oh.
Did he hit a creep?
Nowhere. It hit nothing, it looked like.
I heard the sound.
And this is the one thing LGD can do, is just slow siege. They haven't got the Mantis Cell on Luna, but they can make illusions using the disruption, just keep on sending them in maybe to slowly take down towers, slowly siege the enemy. Pyke actually go, the shotgun from Mushi! Is there a... There's no waveform. It's back up now.
Yeah, he used it to farm earlier, but I'm not sure whether they can slow siege. Can you do it against a Morphling, who is the king of split pushers, as well as a Tinker? You slow siege all day, he's going to push out all the other lanes, which is exactly what we see Mushi just did. KYXY is going to feel a lot more confident with the Blink Dagger as well, so I don't know.
Imagine Mushi with a couple more levels and another stat item. His ulti's going to do so much. Oh my gosh, Blink RP. It catches out just Leshrac. Leshrac kept alive by a Shadow Demon disruption just a tiny bit longer. Just teasing Orange. But they still easily get that kill. But the big thing is here, Mushi. He did that combo to a 2k HP Luna. When this is his next stat item up, that shotgun of his is going to be doing a whole lot more damage to Pycat, probably almost killing him from full HP if he gets either a Skadi or a Butterfly.
Let's see if he's going to be able to survive this gank that's going to be coming his way. I mean, if you use shotgun, that Eclipse is going to do a ton of damage. The Orchid's not going to do anything, obviously, because he has the Mantis out. Well, not anymore!
Oh, he's baiting. He's baiting. He baits the illusion.
No!
He uses the silence on it.
Oh my god!
This guy's insane. He like predicts the gank coming. He can't TP right now. The hook shot's there to cancel it. He's got to morph stats. He's not morphing stats, so I guess he couldn't have morphed fast enough anyway. I think he was dead there even if he does start.
What
morphing.
is happening? I mean, he could have waveformed to trees and made it a lot harder and baited more time for his team, because teams still, they need to wait for the cooldown of the RP, because a big push is coming right now. They won't have it. 36 seconds to the CD, and that's exactly what LGD knows. They know RP was used on one man, and they're pushing every single lane. Mad pings on that mid tower. This game could be just lost right there on that one move. Does Mushi have buyback? No, he does. JK, alright. Calm down, guys. Calm down, Lumi. Game is still here.
Game's still going, and 38 minutes in, although it feels like we're much longer into this game 3. This is just the second game we've actually casted. Orange had a 1-0 advantage for those who just tuned in. This is the GEST Challenge Grand Finals, $1,500 up for grabs between the two teams. 1,000 for first place, 500 for second, sponsored by Gigabyte. And right now, LGD.int, they're trying to come back from a 2-0 deficit. They're trying to pelt away at this tier 2 tower. Try and find those openings to go in. Rubik looking just to steal anything. Right now he hasn't managed to steal a single spell, and as mentioned, there's not much on the menu to be stolen. Even just, I mentioned the Skeleton Walk, not a great spell to steal, but based on what else is there, it's actually not so bad.
I mean, if you get a Cog or Rocket, or even a Hook Shot, that's not bad.
I think Disruption's actually really nice too. Being able to
make
Lunar Illusions. It's like, okay, cool. We got these Lunar Illusions. We can do a whole lot of damage with them.
Post Nova if you have the mana pool to use it, but yeah, not exactly. You're not stealing big RPs or black holes or anything like that.
Split Earth, not bad. Just having an AoE stun at any point in the game. But yeah, it's going to be Orange playing from the back foot here. But they've got the perfect lineup just to sit back, defend their base, and do that with, because they've got Morphling and Tinker can farm regardless. Even when you're just stuck in your own base, unable to move out, Morphling and Tinker can split push, hopefully stay alive. We've seen Mushi get picked off once at bottom lane. Hopefully not going to happen again. He has got this Manta style to get out of that silence, but right now he's going to have to hope to use it.
I mean, he's got his ult up, so he's not even...
Waves. He should be able to get out of the silence right off the bat. The silence actually not used. He immediately replicates out, and it's what should happen when those ganks happen. There's no way to prevent him replicating away if he's got Manta style up, because the silence can just get, well, cancelled.
Yeah, Manta style and replicate. When he has both, he just cannot die to anything. Like, just no way. It's an instant cast time too. So here we go. There's some ancient stacks. Yeah, that's my boys Orange. Stacking them ancients.
As far as countering the Morphling and this split push, I feel like we need Scythe of Vice, which we are seeing on Shadow Demon. 2.7k gold. He's actually going to have it really soon. I feel even Cleeks could go for a Scythe of Vice. That's the only way you're going to be out killing Mushi with this split push, and he's gone greedy. He doesn't have Lincoln Sphere, he doesn't have BKB. I feel Clinks could even go for a Scythe of Vice and be well justified.
Sure, I don't see why not. I mean, Leshrax's got a point booster, but I don't think you should want to finish making a Bloodstone or Acceptor or anything like that. Everything should go Scythe. SD, like you talked about, G, definitely. That Orchid just becoming more and more useless as the game goes on.
Yeah, the Manta style just counters it too nicely. It's nice in the early mid game once you get 40 plus minutes in, and well, not so much the time, it's more just the item, the Manta style being there. It can still help a lot against the Mag and the Tinker, but everyone with Ghost Scepters, you're not bringing them down during the Orchid, because they get Orchid, they just pop the Ghost Scepter.
Mushi was cooled down on the waveform, wasn't able to get that shotgun kill, but just showing who's boss, but still got the tower kill, or forced the tower kill with his illusions. And here we go, Ohio. It's not going to be a one-man RP anymore, because he has one-man RP up his way to a refresher. This game is getting insane. And,
well, unless he uses 2 RPs just to kill off Clinks, but that would be a bit insane.
Are they going to go for the solo kill again? Really? 1437's got that BKB. Oh, it's pushing him away. He pops the BKB. I think that's time for retreat. Orange should not overcommit, and I don't think they should even use that refresh orb. Just wait. Just wait for that RP to cool down.
Looking for these solo kills all day long and not getting one there, unfortunately. Rubik's got enough gold for a 4-star, but bit of a miscalculation, but end of the day, it's like, well, is that even a mistake? Because they back off. If they get the kill, great, it's their win, but they don't get it, and, well, they back off, they reset. They're not really in any danger of LGD fighting them while they don't have it. LGD will take Roshan, but I don't think they were going to contest it anyways. And now Pycat buys a Manta style. After everything, he decides to get it.
I mean, it's still a fine item, even in ultra late game stage. You consider that your illusions get stronger and stronger late game, so it's a fine item even in this stage of the game. But the next item's got to be something special. Maybe even what's that?
The Daedalus. I would have loved to see him go for that big crit.
I'm thinking bigger.
Divine Rapier.
Yeah, I mean,
He hasn't got
haven't
the
seen-
item slot for it. I mean, he has to either drop the Aegis or drop. I guess you can drop your treads, but
I just don't see him dying between BKB Satanic and tons
Yeah.
of damage. So
he get hooked at bottom lane, followed up by a silence, but Manta replicate immediately. He's only ever farming far out on his own if he has one, has Manta sell up, and two, has a replicate.
Yep,
he
you
gets
need
hooked,
Scythe.
silenced, and he's safe. Not even close to getting that kill.
you need Scythe and multiple Scythe at that. Let's check out Misery. He's getting close to it. Yeah, he's got it almost. And of course, let's check out on Leshrac. Leshrac's going for DPS build, although he hasn't actually purchased item in a while. Has cheese. And meanwhile, G's got 4.4, so...
How do you feel about Tinker leveling up his Dagon as well, and rather than going for a side of the
I
vibe?
love it. I love it. Well, not in this particular game. I really respect a level 5 Dagon because the fact that you can use it multiple times in a team fight is insane, especially if you could be bursting down some of these squishy hero. Now, I say squishy with air quote because at this stage of the game, there's no squishy heroes. Everybody's either got BKB or massive stats. So with that alone, I don't really like the Scythe, or like the upgraded Dagon. I think Scythe is just flat out better. But it's good to see it in a late game situation like this.
Yeah, and with Luna and Clinks just both doing so much damage, having BKBs, having Scythe seems to be almost necessary at this point. Pikecat is going to take a lot of damage here under the tower. Disrupted up. What's been stolen here? It looks like just a regular Lucent Beam. And they do no damage. I feel like they should have done a whole lot more damage. They forced out a glyph. There was like 4 illusions, Shadow Demon as well as the Manta Cell all on that tower. And they get it down a bit, and this is what we're going to see maybe from LGD, and just slowly, continually chip away at this. I see what you're watching.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
He wants that mid lane maybe, but he's not going to go towards that just yet. He's going top. He should be mid, I feel. Go for the counter push at mid lane. Force some TPs back, because LGD are just going to continue to siege bottom lane. Manta Cell up in 5 seconds. Shadow Demon will make some illusions using disruption, and this bottom tier 3 tower is just going to slowly get worked away on.
Well, he doesn't have a replicate up, so he's always flirting with death if that's to be the case. So maybe that's why he's going for the safer push. And if he baits some TPs, he's done his job. If he doesn't bait the TP, he's still getting farm. He can always TP back to the base. And here comes Pikecat walking up that hill. He's eating. Oh, hook shot comes in. Where did it hit? Did it hit anything? I don't see it. I don't hear anything. Oh no, he's actually somehow got in there deep, but he just paid for it. But that's the opening they need as Luna comes in, pops that BKB, Eclipse. Somebody steal that Eclipse. No, nothing stolen just yet. Did he get it? No, he's just got to be. RP's going to get dropped. Pikecat still has that. Oh, here's his second RP. That grabs 3. Morphling comes in, gets 1 kill, gets 2 kill. Mushi putting on his best burning impression, carrying his team right now. 1437 is going to be fine, but they got that Rax, and I think that's all they wanted.
Mushi pretty convincing, and it looks like Leshrac 1437 going to get brought down again. The story of his Leshrac days. Pikecat, he's he's Ethereal Blade, and now he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. He hasn't got Aegis anymore. Satanic is there if he wants to turn and fight Dagon. I guess this is the counter to all the Ghosts, well, the Ghost Scepters are on his team mostly, but the Ethereal Blade plus Dagon. Mushi Ethereals, he can then chuck the Dagon on top, and, well, at this point I feel that's a great hold. They got 4 big kills as well as take down the Aegis just for a melee barracks. I think at 46 minutes in, Orange will be perfectly happy with that. Mushi at the start of that fight had 7k gold. He bought the Talisman of Evasion, so he will be making a butterfly. And with that, his Ethereal Shotgun is going to be doing so much more damage now as well.
I'm not sure where to call that one. I feel like on that fight alone, LGD, that was not a good fight because you traded Aegis, you traded multiple death on your carries, and you only got a melee Rax. But if they do that one more time, I feel like they win the game because sure you have Tinker, sure you have Morphling, but it's gonna become increasingly difficult to push out these lanes despite of that. So I think LGD is gonna wait for the next Aegis and they're gonna try the same push. At that time though, they're gonna have more Scythe of Vices, I hope. G is gonna be going for damage, and I just don't think that's the correct item choice. I really think it's Scythe of Vice.
Yeah, I think LGD just need to be more patient. Clockwork Hookshot was okay there. It was just a follow-up. Pikecat was going on the Raxes, then it's like, okay, let's stop killing the Rax. Let's pop my Eclipse and try to get myself some kills. But finding the double RP was never going to work out too well. He just had to sit back, work around the Raxes, Clockwork through his life way to help get that melee Rax. And after that, they should have either just backed off or just kept on slow sieging the second Rax. Probably back off, because once Clockwork's dead, Orange can easily engage. Use a single RP to initiate, even just on one hero. Second one can be used for the team, like the big team fight like we saw.
Illusion gets murdered up top here. That's the second time we do see LG falling for that Illusion.
Well, Clinks with a Demon Edge. Either the MKB is coming or possibly the Daedalus. But with Mushi building, with a completed Butterfly, I think MKB will be a nice little pickup for him. As Mushi's still with 3k gold on top of that Butterfly. He's got buyback and he's got plenty more to spare. And I'm going to go for the Ancient team, maybe even this tier 1 bottom tower. I feel like you just go backdoor that. It's good gold and you want to be able to bring this down.
Sure, getting the last hit, it's going to be putting him up to 36, 37. Yeah, and he's going to be happy with that goal. But here comes LGD. I love their lane choice to push as well. It's further away from the bot rack, so there's going to be more movement to force on the Radiant if they want to defend the bot. But right now, Mushi doing a very good job making sure they have ample enough time for that creep wave to slowly travel in.
Mushi with no Manta as well for 30 seconds, which is a small thing, but Bush coming now. If they want to go and start slow sieging this, or at least even engage, there's not going to be a Manta Starlet, which does make quite a bit of damage if you're getting silenced up as Mushi.
Yeah, also Pycat in that previous engagement, he popped his BKB way too early, and so that Satanic was not able to do as much work, but he still has to cheese back up, so as long as he doesn't die instantly, he should be able to really out-damage the Radiant team in this fight.
Mushi's got a replicate back. He takes a tier 2 at bottom, so he's going for the counter push. Top lane tier 3 gets down to about 250 HP, so I think it's an alright trade for LGD. At this point, I mean, you mentioned the towers are money bags, which Orange are now collecting.
Yep.
But they're going to go down regardless, and I think the damage they did to the tier 3 at top is quite significant at this point of the game.
Well, that's going to draw a glyph here against Morphling. Morphling, PL, Anti-Mage, these heroes are known to draw out games, but I think none do it better than Morphling himself. He's so impervious to ganks. He does it so quickly. He's a ranged hero. He could play with his stats around. So you could even, if you want to go all in, you definitely could go all in with all your illusions as well. He's hitting for a ton of damage, of course.
At this point, he needs a BKB. He needs to go BKB.
Does he
now.
really? I don't think he does.
Scythe of Vise is mostly for the hexes, because if he gets hexed
I think you go back to Lincoln's, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Lincoln's is a I just feel, I mean, there's stuff that can cancel it. Lightning Storm, Shadow Demon.
Sure. But if you BKB is only nice if you activate it.
Yeah.
During the team fight.
He can go straight into the fight, pop, and just go to town on people with the BKB being used, I guess. It's a tough choice, because he's going to, despite being this big and this farmed, he still can't always team fight up against the Scythe of Vise. Right now there's only the one on Shadow Demon, and no real other ones in sight, but it's still, even just the one on Shadow Demon is enough to sort of deter him from coming into these fights at times. He's going for a counter push instead at bottom lane.
Yeah, also what LGD wants to be doing right now, if they have the resources ready, is to start to pick up Breach of Travel. Have somebody to be able to defend against Morphling, which is hard because he has a shotgun build. To start, holding this equilibrium on the bot lane. And then once the fight becomes decisive up on the top lane, they TP to that.
And Mushi, he's going to keep on counter pushing. There's no one back defending. He'll quickly realize it's safe to push because he's going to see multiple heroes at top. And this is going to be a bit of a base trade scenario, perhaps.
Base tower is going to get destroyed. Somebody's going to have to...
No one is. They're going to get a tier 3 tower. They may lose Raxus for a tier 3 tower. TP's coming back now.
RP's going to get dropped here on the top lane, but Skir not going to get anything, just illusions. The Rax fully exposed. Teleportation Guts going to come in from 1437, so it's going to be a 5v4 in front of the base. I think LGD have to back off, but if they ever back off, that creep wave is going to get pushed out all the way to the top. Offensive disruption, just for some illusion creation.
We're now back to, well, not quite even. Wait, even Raxus. Both teams lose a melee Rax, and well, Rubik's going to go flying in, looking for initiation. Morphling, he's already brought down one, and in goes the Eclipse from Pycat. He will bring down the Rubik, but this is a fight for this Radiant team to take. Refresher Mag already been popped, so he's got no more ultimates. Buybacks now from the supports. Rubik as well as Leon trying to turn this one around. Mag, Blink, Skewer, finds Pycat. Can he actually get him down? It doesn't look like. He pops the Ghost Scepter just to try and save his own life, and Pycat, it looks like he's got too much farm in this fight. They bring down Mushi once. They force out a buyback, and Mushi, well, it looks like he's having some issues coming to these fights. Even with the Shadow Demon dead and no Scythe of Vise, he still does get out DPS by the Clinks plus Luna.
Man, Clinks, we talked about how he should be going for the Scythe of Vise. His damage build definitely is paying off. Able to bring down Mushi after his shotgun is over. Again, I'm not liking the fact that Pycat dropping his BKB first thing in a team fight. If you notice, he didn't even use his Satanic at all, which is going to be nice because he's going to have it for the next team fight with the BKB up, but he was forced to use that cheese. Bot is, of course, pushed, but they don't really care about that. Morphling does have the buyback, but I think he's staying put. No, he's not even there. He's going to be pushing out mid and pressuring there. Mushi's just playing so well right now, basically putting his entire team on his back. But he does have 5k on the bank. It should be spending it. It is Lincoln's Fair. Yeah, I love this choice. I mean, so far it's going to be the Orchid that's going to be stopping it, as well as that Scythe of Vice. But having a Lincoln Sphere on top, especially on a hero that can survive for so long in a team fight, hey, that Lincoln might even pop twice in a team fight. And then that item becomes suddenly one of the best items in the game, if you think of it like that.
Yeah, it's a really nice little pickup here. It's got such a short cooldown. Problem is, we're going to see LGD with Cheese as well as Age. I think this is their 4th Roshan this game. Maybe they're just their 3rd. I think they're 3rd. They didn't have Cheese last time.
No, they did.
Okay. The 4th Roshan.
They got the Aegis on Pycat, and then passed the Cheese on him as well. So
okay. So fourth Roshan goes down in their favor at 52 minutes. Immediate smoke after. I don't think that Observer would spot things here, but LGD with this Cheese and Ages, they want to end this game, and they've got to do so. I think now's a good time. The lanes are in a pretty good state. They don't have to worry about the Morphling split push just yet. Morphling is heading top. He's got to replicate up, but if they go straight down the mid lane, they can try and find a 5-on-5 fight with Cheese and Ages at their hands. They're smoked up, though. It looks like they don't want to do quite just that.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting decision for LGD to go for the Roshan, because they could have gone for the Roshan and basically on the next fight have 7 lives.
Yeah.
Or they could have taken the fight instantly with Magnus not having double RP. I'm not sure exactly which is the correct choice in that instance, but the hookshot comes in right now. That's a 2-man cog, and we're going to see some big AoE being dropped. Do they have buyback? That's the question.
Mag with buyback. That is the lucky thing.
That is
Lina as well. No, Lina cooldown, but
Lina
Mag is
does
the key
not.
one.
And here we go, they're gonna break high ground. And remember, this second rack's gonna mean basically everything. Mushi, you can see he's trying his best to cut down the creep wave. Hookshot's gonna grab somebody, but I'm watching the racks right now. They are gonna get the racks through the backdoor protection. Here comes shotgun number 1. They pick off Misery. 1437 gets a ping, but they don't care. Backdoor attempt from G. Yes, they do get him as well. That's 2 lane of racks. This looked really, really hard, but I think that was what LG needed to win the game. Of course, Rax wasn't even taking on time. Misery or Morphling just did not have that time.
He refreshed. He missed an RP and immediately refreshes. Big mistake. He was looking for Pycat with that. Pycat has the Aegis anyways, and this is not looking good for Mushi now. He's caught out. He has got this Lincoln here, going to turn things around. That's what he should be doing. Takes out the clockwork here. Now they're on the run. Luna blocked up, just going to try to fight. Ghost Scepter's being popped. It's the shotgun. They bring him down with ease. 1437. You cannot fight this Morphling. He does too much damage. Luna now. Is there any solution to this? BKB is going to be popped by Pycat. Forces Mushi to run away. He's morphing strength as we speak. Lucent Beam going to slow him down. Mag, careful. Ghost Scepter. He's got the escape. Blinks away just before any stuns or slows come in.
No, I think they purged the actual replicate.
Oh. Well, LGD.int, this is, I mean, that was a good trade. I'm surprised. Mushi was top lane with a creep wave. He could have gone for a Rax trade. He decided to come back and fight. They lose Raxes. I think he felt he had to, otherwise they maybe get thrown, but he could have gone for a counter Rax at top lane. There was creeps in base. He didn't go for it, though. Yeah,
I think he took the safer approach, and to be honest, may not be what he wanted to do. Of course, hindsight is 20/20. Maybe he felt his team was strong enough to take that fight. When you get that 2-man cog up, and you know that your Magnus has a buyback for an RP, double RP, maybe the decision is to correct to take that fight. It just didn't work out the way that he wanted to. Is Mushi and his team out of it yet? I personally think so, because it's double racks, and the last push for the triple racks.
Of their own though. Well, it's 3 racks. It's not even a full double racks. They've got a bottom melee barracks of their own. So with a double RP with late game Tinker, if Tinker had a side of Vise, I think things would be looking a lot better for them. But even without, I think they're still looking pretty good late game. I mean, obviously they're behind. I'd give them at least I'd still give them at least a 20-30% chance this game.
But here's the thing though, the way that Mushi's been keeping in the game is through that split push. Yeah. And split push is only dangerous when those creep wave aren't as big. And now you don't have any really good lane to split push. I guess you can camp mid and be really annoying to LGD.int and keep cutting off the creep wave every fight. But
it's where I'm surprised he didn't go for the counter racks.
Yes.
It wasn't so much. I'm not saying it's a bad decision. I don't even know what the right decision was. I was just watching him at top lane thinking, oh, he's going to go for a counter rax, but he decided to TP back. He definitely considered it highly, though.
Yeah. Now split push gets a lot weaker, even for Tinker and Morphling. Obviously, you have to also weigh in the idea of, I might get picked off if I'm split pushing. So LGD, once they recuperate their forces, they could just make that death push down mid. But I think the safest thing to do at this point is wait for that next Roshan. I know the viewers at home won't like to hear that, but I think that's ultimately the play.
Well, he buys MKB, so he doesn't have the item slots for the next stages. And, well, Luna doesn't. I guess the other heroes do. Shadow Demon, Leshrac, Clockwork, whoever it may be, so they can wait for that if they want to be safe. And I imagine they maybe look for some solo pickoffs, but if they aren't getting those pickoffs, they're not going to be going for a big 5-man group up and push, because that just sort of plays into Orange's hands. Wait for that 5-man push, wait for LGD.int to get a bit overzealous, and then jump on them with a mag RP. Double RP at that. Even just use the first for the solid pickoff, then when backup comes in, you have the second one ready, which is sort of the key thing. It reminds me back when eHome used to run a lot of Enigma, and they'd get a ridiculously farmed Enigma with Refresh Orb. Yep. The first black hole would often be used on 1 or 2 heroes. It was the second black hole which would catch 4 or 5.
Second one that breaks back. Looks like LG is doing just exactly what you're talking about, looking for that pickoff. And Yuki said Ohio is going to be having a Magnus illusion of himself on. Mushi's ready to join teamfight whenever is necessary. And at this point, you can see that both Morphling and Tinker just breaking their backs, trying to push this out. And that's why there's so much time for LGD to do just this. They see the supports, they scythe up Extinct, and Extinct is going to be done. No, they purge up the Magnus illusion, so Morphling's not even coming back.
Well, I don't think Morphling's going to win a base trade here. Buyback from Lena, so Morphling probably going to prepare. He's already TPing back. He doesn't want to let any damage. You can't afford to start letting this tier 3 tower get low. That's what happened earlier at top lane. The tier 3 tower, they gave away a bunch of damage on it. It was down to about 200-300 HP for absolutely nothing. And LGD.int, they get their pick off and they back off. Like you mentioned, maybe the safest thing is just to wait for Roshan, or at least wait for their next level of items. They got Ag Scepter on Leshrac as well as Clockwork. Interesting pickups, the Ag Scepter. I feel it doesn't really offer a whole lot late game, especially for a Leshrac. All these heroes with Ghost Scepters, I guess it does amplify damage too, but Scythe of Vice seems to be what they need against Mushi.
Yeah, the extra HP isn't bad at all, and it's a lot cheaper than Scythe of Vice, so I guess that's what it's going for them, especially when you're really low on gold, like 1437. I mean, if you're playing the 5-row, if you go BKB Scythe of Vice, you're going to just be happy. Maybe you can't get too greedy with the item selection. If all things considered, there's no gold on price tags or anything, yeah, obviously, I think Scythe of Vice is best. He's also got a Chainmail, which I guess he just won armor, but Blade Mail is the thing, if he wants to go for that later on.
Yeah, it's an alright little pick. Just the raw armor, I guess, helps on its own, but you can transition to the Blade Mail, even ultra late game Assault Crest. I think he decides, hey, I'm not going to have buyback gold at any point. It costs me too much. It's 60 minutes in, so may as well get a smaller item that's going to help. Mushi, he's near the mid lane. This is that counter push, which you can see, and he's going to see 4 or 5 heroes. Nope. Oh, he goes in right away. He's going to force TPs out, or at least try to.
Well, let's see if they're going to force that TP. That's an illusion rune, man. Every illusion, LGD is thinking to himself, Glyph is going to get popped. Is anybody going to defend? No. Come on. Teleportation, that's going to be Clockwork. RP being dropped, and they could go for the Rax. No, they don't go for the Brax kill right now. Brax, does he have buyback? I'm not too sure. Mushi, he's going to get a melee Rax. Are they going to make a comeback? 1437 is going to wait for him out. And TB, but 1437, he cancels it. We can backdoor right now if that's what LGD wants. Mushi's on the run. He's dead. He's got buyback, but the damage has been done though. Melee Rax, does that matter? I don't think it does, because LGD will camp mid lane all day long anyways, because that's only the last lane of Rax. So they traded buyback for, in my opinion, a meaningless Rax. I think LGD...
Well, we're still even. At this point, we're more or less even on Rax. Both teams have lost Raxes in 2 different lanes. So I think Orange is still well in this, so they just buy time for Mushi to have his next buyback.
But there's only one lane that LGD needs to be in right now, which is the mid. And
they're drawing big lines and arrows down it.
Mono Lisa right now on that mini-map going on. LGD, they sense the blood in the water. They need to click it, especially without buyback.
As well.
RP is on cooldown. He does have that refresh.
He's in a dilemma here. He doesn't want to use this refresh orb. He wants to wait that 40 seconds, but at the same time, he's going to have that RP very, very soon. He may not be able to wait it out. 30 seconds. If he has to use that refresh orb, he will to defend, but more likely than not, he's going to try and wait it out. And they can try spam this. They got Dragon Slave, Fade Bolt, Mushi in the front lines. Mushi in the front lines, he's got to be careful with that buyback.
They're slow pushing this, waiting for Brax. Brax could basically Spider-Man with the creep wave with the soak shot, only 10-second cooldown. And of course, very, very long range as well. And
RP back up. 10 seconds. I'll have it in time.
Yeah, his greedy keep on the refresh orb definitely paid off. Still no buyback though. I think this is the time to go. Or again, if you want to play safe, Roshan's basically 2-3 minutes away if you want to wait for that one. But I think this is... It's so hard to push against Shockwave. Multiple layers, Fable, Dragon Slave. Hookshot's gonna break everything, and he's gonna go right on KYXY. Are they gonna get it? RP number 1, RP number 2's gotta follow through. He grabs 3, but where's the damage? Shotgun's gonna kill G immediately. Defensive disruption on Luna. He's gotta do the work. BKB gets popped. Satanic will hold being reserved. He's gonna go back to the tower. Does he have Manta? Not popping it just yet. Still waiting, still waiting. Brack's gonna die right now. And Misery's gonna die as well to Laguna and Dragon Slave. And Pycat is the only sole survivor. Buyback comes in here from G. He got limited early.
with the Ethereal Blade Tinker making plays happen. He had to buy back for that one. He got caught out by that hook shot. I thought Orange were in trouble when he got caught out. Perfect RPs from Ohio, but even with that, Mushi was a tiny bit late, I feel, to that fight, but it didn't matter for Orange. Perfect RPs, bought them the time they needed. Mushi got back. Tinker bought back with the Ethereal Blade Dagon and just does so much burst damage to all these heroes. Ethereal Blade seems to be the go-to item for Orange to win this game.
Man, don't underestimate Dagon 5 on Tinker, especially when you have the late game item to pick up an EB on top. It is absolutely insane damage output. I mean, it's 800 per nuke, 15-second cooldown. Obviously, cooldown's not an issue here. And G, Gee, you scumbag. He's gonna go for the deny. Walk up the hill. There's 25% miss chance. There's one miss attack. He can't get it off, and he's gonna back off just in case. Maybe he's gonna come back with a full butterfly, but he's definitely maybe drawing a couple of teleport score. But it's Tinker.
can just defend,
yeah,
yeah.
Tinker doesn't care, and I think Orange is gonna go for the win.
Yeah, they're going for the GG win here, and I'm amazed Tinker just with 1 kill despite having Dagon 5 Ethereal Blade. He's got 17 assists though, and Mushi straight to the top lane. He wants another lane of Raxes here. LGD in, they're all up and running now. They've got no glyph though. Looks like they may lose at least a Rax here. Mushi with his illusion team behind is actually his main hero in front here, taking a lot of damage. Is there a replicate? Yet just in time, gets out of there. Took a lot of damage though for it. Net now actually maybe going to get caught out here at top lane. Pycat as well as Brack chasing him. There's going to be another hook shot in just 1 second here. Can he actually land this on Net?
Oh, G's gonna find him right now. He did kill the gem already. He's
Steeping out.
are you serious?
He's out? Okay.
Are you serious? They just let him go with it clings of rocket flare, and they couldn't find him. What is that?
There's a backup gem at base, so he grabs the gem from Extinct, and well, they're good to go again.
Roshan's gonna be back. I don't know, man. This game is slipping further and further away.
I feel this is a game where you feel Luna needs a Divine Rapier. 100%. But I guess you need the MKB to go through the evasion, but sell Manta style, get Divine Rapier. Don't even worry about taking the Aegis.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe
You've got
really.
no gold right now,
Maybe
so-
you drop your Booty Travel, sell Manta, get Divine Aegis.
Yeah, there's no gold unfortunately for Luna. It's just the buyback gold. But right now LGD they've got a really strong composition. They held their top Raxes. Essentially, even though Orange won that last fight convincingly, they didn't turn it into any sort of headway.
Meaningful headway, yeah. I mean, they got the finish of the range racks on mid. They got a tier 3 tower up, so if they win one more fight, that's going to be big. Pycat gets up to his 10-second BKB. Aegis is up on Clockwork, I believe. No, it's not on, it's on G. Yes, it's on G. There's a cheese up on 1437. Brax, of course, looking for that initiation. Has a blade mail, made multiple fights now. And here we go. Pycat's going to lead that charge again. The Satanic has not been impressive so far. Gets disrupted. Is that yeah, that's disruption stolen. G pops his BKB really early. He's got the Aegis, but BKB down. There's a Rax being taken. Pycat, he's going to go for Eclipse being dropped. Just focus on the Rax, my man. Yes, exactly what he's doing right now. And those bounces are doing so much work. Pycat's going to give them Mega Creeps, but will Mega Creeps be enough to win this game? There's an EB Dagon for the kill. There's a reverse polarity being faked out right now. There's buyback.
That was all Brax, man. Brax zoned out the mag from that fight. He hookshot the mag. Mag couldn't find the only thing to get back in. And now Orange Esports, they are going to turn things around now. They finally get the RPs coming off in the mid lane. Mushi's brought down 3. They don't have the Mega Creeps. There's a range barrack sitting at bottom lane, but...
Oh my god.
Wow, Brax played that fight so well. His team went in, they just started focusing down the tier 3 tower. The one thing that would disrupt him was the mag. And Brax says, guys, I'll take one for the team. He hookshotted the mag. He just basically was on the mag. He wasn't going to kill the mag. He had no backup. He used the cheese to stay alive a bit longer. And while that was going down, his team took the Raxes. Unfortunately for them, well, they all died for it. Luna luckily with buyback. But apart from that, there is no one left alive. Clockwork and Luna are going to have to do some hero defending here at the mid lane.
Uh-oh. Breach of Travel is down for Luna for 16 seconds. I think they are going to get either thrown or Mega before they do. And they're going to come, but there's March defending. And I don't know if this is the correct decision. It's... Oh no, Magnus finished size of 5. He's asking that, bro, what are you doing?
He's going for a big off. This could be GG if Pycat gets caught out here.
I don't know. Pycat is popping the BKB. Isn't there one RP? There's one RP available. He's going to be blinking. Hookshot comes in. He's disrupting. They got Mega Creeps. If Pycat could run home free, they're fine. No. Shotgun number 1, the Fable. Lift him up, bro. You even lift. He's lifting hard. They get a kill on Pycat. Mushi in the base, winning the game. Here comes Brax. He has buyback. He's got to disrupt. And that's Mega Creeps for about...
Still alive though. There's no Luna, but everyone else is going to be alive in a second. Clinks is going to be respawning. Mushi's going to do this all on his own for the time being. Where's this Tinker? Here comes the Ethereal Blade Dagger. Tinker, take out Brax, take out someone. He's gone in on Misery. Misery disrupts himself. He's still alive. Has he got his side of the visor? No, he can't use it. He gets brought down. And Orange Esports, they're down Mega Creeps, but they may still win this game. Mushi just camping in the enemy base. Needs Tinker to come back. He says, nope, no he doesn't. Takes out Lishrak on his own with a shotgun, and now he's going to get hooked up by Brax. Brax is going to start blade mailing some serious damage here, but it's going to be too late.
Mushi. Gotta be strength morphing. Here comes KYXY, the best tinker in the world. But look at the creep wave starting to chip in from the left and right. They still got some time. G has finally made it way back to base.
He's got a replicate somewhere.
Where is it? Oh, it's right there. It's on the Clockwork. It's on the Clockwork. Clockwork being surviving as well. Brax looking for the hooks right now. We have about 30-40 seconds. I think once Luna come back for a second time, that's going to be enough for them to defend because he will have BKB. Oh, RP being dropped on G. G's going to get picked off. Does he have buyback? That's the question. I'm sure you guys are asking. I should have the buyback type on. He does have the buyback, so that's basically a free heal for him. He does not care. Oh, Brax, you cannot die a second time because you don't have buyback. He will hook away, but the base is... The base, or it's from full breach, 15 seconds for Luna.
No Glyph, no Luna. Mushi go onto Throne. There's both teams with Mega Creeps. They're going to find a bit of a distraction here. It's G. He's brought back. He's thrown away his life. Shadow Demon as well as Luna.
8 seconds, 7 seconds. No Glyph, no Glyph. It's going to be GG. Clinker's going to be dead.
Game was good, but game is going to go to Orange. 3-0. But what an epic last game, Lumi.
My mind has been officially blown.
This was the most epic 3-0 grand finals I've ever seen.
Holy fuck.
The base race nation. I don't know. Orange Esports have not dropped a game the entire GEST challenge. They 3-0 LGD, and after 2-0ing them earlier on in the winner bracket, they took down MUFC 2-0, and here they are proving they can do Mirana with Arcane Boots and Shadowblade. Not only can they do that, they can win an epic, crazy, long late game base race. I don't have much else to say. I need to go eat some lasagna and catch my breath.
Just a huge, impressive display of Morphling play. How about that tanker? I mean, his score didn't show, but late game in that base race, he was the one not only defending multiple lanes of Wood Margin Machine, also joining fight with that EB Dag and shutting down multiple kills through multiple buybacks of LGD Gaming, right? Obviously, playing like the Chinese, saving buybacks game after game after game, wasn't enough against that EB Dagon build. And Morphling just putting his entire team on his back. Out base raced.
Out base raced indeed. Guys, that concludes everything. I kind of wish we had 2 more games like that. The GST challenge delivers again with more epic games. I feel like just going to Gigmind and saying, guys, you got to organize another one for tomorrow because I want more GST challenge action.
Speaking of tomorrow, Beyond the Summit, we'll have, I do believe, the G1 qualifiers, phase number 2. I think LGD International will be playing there as well, along with other Chinese teams like Vichy Gaming. So more Asian Dota coming away from Beyond the Summit. I think we deserve a break.
Yeah, we deserve a break. We can have a bit of a chat in a second, but we're going to go into a quick break now. Thanks everyone for tuning in. For those of you guys who missed games, check out the YouTube channel for Beyond the Summit, youtube.com/BeyondTheSummitTV, and also be sure to follow myself as well as Luminous. He's Luminous Inverse absolutely everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I am BTS Gods on Twitter, and on Facebook, I am facebook.com/GGNetGods. What an epic series of games. Thanks for joining me, Lumi. I'm glad you got to come over and cast this whole weekend of games, and LD's lucky. He got to watch them all. I feel like watching this kind of an epic final game is a pretty lucky position to be in.
He was on my shoulder behind me just watching this game too. His reaction was priceless too. But yes, thank you for everybody tuning in. Please subscribe to BTS YouTube channel and please support BTS. And of course, if you want to support me as well, you definitely do appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And for now, it's Lumi and Gots from BTS. We are signing off. GG, guys.